I'm not allowed.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to a Thanksgiving edition of the Big Freaking Friday Show on the College Football Mafia Network. I'm your host, Nathan Bomber Brown, and we've got the whole team here except for Rock. I'm not sure if he's not going to be able to make it. Yeah, going to 7 will be crazy. I don't know if that's something you want to build in the background if Rock shows up, Moen, but I appreciate everybody being here tonight. I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves, tell you kind of what their level of confidence is in this new college football format for the playoff. And then we're going to do picks tonight. It should be a Riley good time. So I'm going to start with Pickles. He's next on the list. And you guys, let's just work around the circle. Go ahead, Pickles. Tell everybody how your season's gone for Washington.
Mostly how I expected, except for falling flat on your face against the Badgers of Wisconsin. But, you know, a little bit of a chance at redemption against the Ducks. And I can see why Oregon's favorites, but I think the Huskies have a fighting chance.
There we go, Moen.
Yeah, listen, I'm number one in the country. I don't think I need to say much
Nope, you don't.
beyond that. So
You don't. Not in this little clubhouse. Ute.
13 in the country, need a lot of stuff to happen. Probably really looking on the outside. I don't think there's any realistic shot at the CFP unless madness happens for the Utah Utes. But it's ironic and almost funny that Mark Harlan just controls the destiny of the BYU Cougars.
That's a joke,
oh
man.
my
That's
gosh,
so
man, it
screwed
is nuts. So
Don't screw the Big 12.
They already did. It's done.
He's not going to screw the Big 12.
I think he's already done it. I think the damage is done. All right. Utah's on the outside looking in. How about Becky? Back to you for the Washington Huskies.
Well, I believe we're on the outside looking in as well. We need a bunch of meteors to hit a bunch of stadiums this weekend, and we'll make the playoff.
Beating Oregon, is that enough to just get you in off the top?
No,
it is.
but it will make a number of fans like BYU and Utah happy.
It will. Yeah. I'm definitely a Huskies fan, already was, but I know Ute is. Big Huskies fan this weekend. All right, Daniel. Unfortunately, your West Virginia Mountaineers were last or somewhere down in the list, at least in this room of 6 people. Kind of tell us how you're feeling about your school and your season this year.
They're 4-7. The guys that were there for game 1 against Robert Morris. Oh, I think we're on quarterback 4. We're on running back 5 and 6. The defense is, this team is so injured. And at the beginning of the year, I'm thinking, maybe a 6-6 if everything goes right. Maybe the Mayo or Pop-Tart Bowl, but yeah, it just fell apart.
That's frustrating. And we all feel for you for sure. Every school goes through those ups and downs. So, one other question on West Virginia: Rich Rod, have you been happy with what you've ended up with him?
We're 4-7. Last year it was 6-6. Year before that, 9-4. Record is the record. You can't lie and say everything's going great whenever you're 4-7.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I appreciate that. All right, any thoughts before we get into our little CFP beatdown before we do our picks? Anything you guys want to get out before we actually do commentary on the CFP show that was last night?
The game was rigged from the start.
Yes. Yeah. Come on, you have to have an opinion.
I think that it makes plenty of sense. Like Pickles was saying, I think that looking at the Big 12 teams on the outside looking in, what did you expect? To jump Bama after beating Cincy if you're BYU? And like you totally knew that if you played close with K-State that Miami was going to jump you. That was so predictable. It's disgusting, you know? And so it's like you had no room for error. There's no margin, and you're on the outside looking in. And unless BYU wins the Big 12 championship game, they're not getting in the playoffs. I mean, that's how it was set up 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, really, there's no other way, because even if like if BYU gets the Big 12 championship and loses to Tech, they will get penalized and get put it right outside, first team out.
Yes.
And so you win, you're in, you still know your destiny. The Utes are in major trouble. I mean, there's no way. I got to start unless the West Virginia Mountaineers can beat the Texas Tech Red Raiders, baby. Daniel Gygax. And the Wild Ute here will wear a coon skin cap for the next freaking 12 months on every Big Freaking Friday show, on everything I ever do. You'll see me in a West Virginia cap in celebration of your Mountaineers, bro.
I
had one at one time.
A chance, though. Right? Like, you still guys have, you know.
Anything's possible. Yeah. Yeah.
Here's the way that the Big 12 can get 2 in. With BYU winning against Texas Tech. Texas Tech is 5th in the CFP poll.
Yeah,
there's no way an 11-2 Tech is bounced.
They've already dropped teams in the top 10 6 spaces.
Yeah.
Like, they've done that. And those are like close losses, not big losses. So like Alabama dropped 6 places and they weren't blown out by Oklahoma at all.
But even 6 places get you in the dance, though.
They would be 5. That would put them at 11 with the ACC champ and the G6.
I think so. That's a good question. Does a Texas Tech get in, or does a Miami get in the same situation? I think a Tech who loses the championship game is ahead of a Miami.
Now, this is for the Big 12. They need Stanford to win, Auburn to win, Oklahoma to lose to LSU.
Right.
I'm trying to remember who else has to lose.
Georgia to Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Georgia to Georgia Tech.
Wow. There's another one.
It's you need Ohio State has to win.
Yes.
Ohio State must win.
They must win because that Michigan would have 2 losses.
Yes, we need that to happen. Moen, you got to get that done.
You're basically cheering, if you're BYU and Utah and Miami, you're basically cheering for Mississippi State.
Yep. Egg Bowl.
And Washington and even Auburn. Those are the 3 you're cheering for the most. Like they're the 3.
And Ohio State as well. You have to cheer for Ohio State.
If those 3 lose, those are the 3 that probably really have a solid chance of losing, but or winning.
Michigan would come up at that point.
Michigan would bounce ahead of everybody.
We need that to not happen.
I don't think they would bounce. I don't think they would bounce ahead unless they won the Big Ten title.
Right.
I don't know, but Ohio State's a lock. We could just cement them in as long as they don't lose by 60.
Let's see here. So I've got something I want to.
Even if they lose by 60, 11-1, Ohio State defending national champs, they're in.
Yeah, I mean, I think the committee over the years, even in the 4-team playoff, they've set a standard. If you're number 1, you don't fall past 4 ever. So
well, Michigan's in the playoff to beat Ohio State, guys.
Yes,
Michigan's going to be.
Well, they would have to
100%.
Indiana.
Okay.
No,
there's no way.
Indiana too. That would be a 3-loss
Is Michigan
team.
going to go to the Big 12 the Big 10 championship if they beat Ohio State?
Yeah.
Like I said, let's say that Bama still wins, Georgia still wins, A&M still wins, and let's say all those teams win. Guess what? There's nobody to bump out.
Mhm.
So let me show you this. If you guys didn't get a chance to see my show last night, for one thing, what are you doing? That should have been the first thing you did this morning. But if you didn't catch it, I got to get with Mo, and I gave him one incorrect timestamp so that we can just clip out the piece where we're only talking about the CFP and the rankings. But this is the thing that the premise is broken at this point for the CFP, because we started off with a broken preseason poll, season 1, and you can see there Texas was number 1, but all the ones that are in tan, every one of those is out of the top 25. So we started with this paradigm that was already broken, and look where Notre Dame is starting at 6. If we wouldn't have gotten our first poll till week 6, this is what it would have looked like. These two right here. And look where Miami is after week 5, right? This is week 6 if we actually did the poll. And at this point, Notre Dame was 3-2. Where are they in the rankings? Way down here. Does Notre Dame make the climb if we don't start if we start at week 6 instead of week 1?
Maybe.
I don't think so. I think it's too far.
I still think so. I mean, their losses would be to what, number 3 and where I don't see where you have
The other one's off
Texas
because
Tech.
they're not on there.
Or
The
Texas
other one is
A&M.
gone.
A&M?
Texas A&M beat them, and Miami beat them.
Yeah, where's Texas A&M ranked on week by week 6?
Texas A&M's what? They're up at number 4.
Yeah, so they would have lost to number 3 and number 4.
But who cares who
still
you
ranked.
lose to? Go out and win games.
Just
Why are
saying,
we
ranked.
promoting people that lose? I don't understand this.
It's
It
a
never would have
quality
happened
loss.
before.
Well, no, they're just talking it's a quality loss.
There
I
is no
hate that
such
word.
thing, Becky. There is no
I
such
know
thing
that. I'm just saying that's what they talk about. And
I
they
know,
use
but do
a
you
full
believe that?
eyeball.
I'm
Do I
asking you,
believe
what
that?
do you believe?
I believe they'd still be ranked. I do think they would still be ranked. Would they have the climb? I think the climb would be a lot harder.
Yeah,
Because their schedule's crap. Like,
it is.
outside of USC, their schedule is terrible.
And that's just it. They have 2 good losses, if you want to say that ridiculous term, and they have 1 decent win over a USC that's got 3 losses. They're still in the top 25, but they're certainly nowhere near the top 12.
No, I
So
agree with that.
this is the thing that it has to be fixed immediately, without changing anything else in the CFP selection process. If we did not have our first poll till week 6, you burn out all those bad losses, and you now know that Penn State isn't a real player. You now know Clemson is not a real player. You now know LSU is not a real player. And that makes South Carolina, Florida, Kansas State, they should not be mentioned until week 6. You know what I'm saying?
Well, who cares about the rankings in the first 5 weeks? That's a question. Who do you think cares about that, Nate?
I don't. Well, all I'm saying is the week 6 poll is based off of the AP poll from week 5.
Right. Like, I'm just saying, like, I understand your point that it would be best to get the best, most accurate teams after week 6. But I'm saying, what's the incentive of ranking having a week 0, week 1 through 5 ranking? Who benefits most from that?
The teams that are now at the top of week 14.
No, it's the networks, because they can say, oh, it's number 1 Texas versus Ohio State your first week.
Right.
That's who benefits. And if everyone's unranked, that doesn't have juice.
But
That's why it's never going to go away.
Okay. I get what you're saying.
In my view, it's just never going away for that reason.
Okay. All right.
I mean, also, if we didn't have the rankings, we wouldn't really know which games to truly watch.
But wait a second. Ohio State,
names.
Ohio State, Texas, everybody's going to watch that game. I don't care what you rank.
But if they weren't ranked and they didn't have a ranking, we wouldn't really, like, if we never did this, we would just be, you're literally carrying yourself by brand. The biggest brands are those that watch.
And that's what they're already doing, Becky. That's my point.
No,
they're
already
already doing that without a poll.
But you get the ranked situation between like a USF and a ranked Florida.
Yeah.
That drew numbers. That did draw numbers.
Yeah.
But if I'm having the choice between watching, say, Texas and Ohio State, and we're going to use a hypothetical here, they're both like terrible.
Yeah.
and I have a situation where I can watch Colorado and say Utah, and they're both going to be legit this year. Which one are you going to rather watch?
I think you're watching brands. You're not what in my opinion, you're watching brands. You're not watching
But
AP
when you have
total rank
when
3.
you have a top 5, like when Oregon and Washington met a couple of years ago, they were both in the top 10. They owned the weekend. They beat out some big time brands. So like still that interest if they're really good. But we don't know if they're really good without a ranking system.
I got you. I understand. And what you guys are saying are very valid points. Mo and Rock and Ran has shown up. Can we get to 7?
We can try.
Okay, Rock, just hang out there for a second there, Rock. We've never done 7 before, so Moen's working on the slides. So just hang out. It's good to see you, though. I want to get to this super chat. Out of nowhere, Ricky Tungate's giving us $50. Thank you so much, Ricky. $50 helps us keep the lights on around here at the College Football Mafia. Thank you so much. His comment is to the 3 million vets on the show. Have a great holiday. Have a great holiday, guys. You've earned it.
Happy Veterans Day to our fellow veterans out there.
There you go.
There you go. Let me play him his Indiana song. Thank you, Ricky Tungate.
Thank you, Ricky. We appreciate you around here. Go Indiana, keep winning. Uh-oh, we just lost something. Moen's resetting all the tiles, so everybody just relax for a second. Okay, so as we wait to have Rock pulled on the show, and I'm going to leave Ricky's comment up there for a minute. Is there anything else you guys want to say about the CFP selection process before we move to our picks?
I think they need to remove Miami from there and just say ACC. It's very confusing.
That's why I was hoping to talk to Rock tonight, because can they? That is the thing. Can they change the rules? It's their committee. It's their little club. Can they change the rules and say, no, we're not going to take the best champion from the ACC. We're going to take the best school. Is that possible?
No, they're required to take the top 5 champions.
So Miami being in there is just a placeholder at this point because they're not playing in the championship game.
Yeah, if they take care of business against Pitt, I think they have a chance, but I think they need something.
They need other people to lose. Virginia has to lose. Who else? SMU has to lose.
Rock had it on the show. I want to say Monday. Everything that had to happen for Miami to get in.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to him about that. So we'll do that as soon as Rock joins the show. In the meantime, I'm going to get to our picks. I do see you down there, Rock. Believe me, I see. There you are. You might be able to talk. You're just not on screen. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
There you go. Excellent. Well, now we can talk about Miami. So I just put up the ranks from week 1 to now. Followed everybody's nice journey to get to where we're at this late date. Tell us how Miami stays in the top 12 when there's going to be probably not a Miami ACC champion.
Well, the college football committee screws you as one option.
Right.
I mean, being real next week, but it's actually, I literally have done all the math, do the money line. It's like I learned from Moen.
Good.
But the combined chances, actually, I should have called you, but for Miami, if you take, there's only one scenario in the ACC of 5 or 6, right? That can happen by definition. All of them have a certain percentage of the money line bet happening. Right?
Okay.
You take those series, and then there's basically 5 teams ahead of Miami that if they lost probably could fall back, right? BYU, I don't think BYU's losing to UCF, but theoretically BYU could, Alabama could, Oregon might, when that extra spot might have given them buffer, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Win, I think that most teams have lost 5 or 6 spots when they lose, even if they're in the top 10. Ole Miss could lose, right? And then honestly, like, go Huskies, for sure, right? There's Oklahoma, LSU, right? So if you're Miami, you need, your perfect scenario is an ACC thing happens and other madness happens. But all you really need now, the difference that happened yesterday, specifically when it screwed Utah, if you agree that or not. I didn't catch any of the show before, so if I'm saying something
that's okay. Please, yeah, go ahead.
Miami needs to be able to jump 2, right? They need to get to 10.
Yes.
And I'm not assuming BYU gets screwed if you guys got to 10, because if 2 at-large teams lose, like, you go to 9, right? So
Maybe.
I am not
yeah.
assuming. I think you are.
Okay.
I've looked at the numbers. I've studied this because I'm like insanity.
Okay.
But I'm doing the model of the college football playoff committee does not screw BYU if you lose by 1 or 12 to Texas Tech in the final,
Okay.
right? That's a different thing. That's another thing
It
that
is.
adds a variable. But I'm trying to do if they're actually got some integrity.
Okay.
And don't reverse the SMU rule for anyone 10 or over, right? That was already in.
Yeah.
But I think there's a 50-50 shot they'll screw you, to be honest. And I'm not wishing that on there. So I'm doing the other version. Long story short, Miami goes in if you assume that they have to win, right? Because they do. So nothing works if they don't. So if you give Miami, you beat Pitt, you have a 55% chance of any of the other scenarios happening, either more than one of the at-large or any of the ACC ones. The ACC ones alone is like a 22% chance of any one of all of them coming through. When you add the at-large scenarios of those 5 teams, the money line of only 2 needing to lose, then it gets up to 46%. And the minute that you put Miami as a victory, you jump over half.
Okay.
That's what, if Miami didn't leap Utah yesterday, it's like 15 or 20% worse than it was, because you'd have to do 3 teams losing at large, right? The ACC one stayed the same, but the odds got fundamentally better because now you're doing a 3-team parlay, not a 4-team parlay on the money line. So that's what has to happen. The most likely scenario, if you look at the odds, if like the money line, and because Vegas doesn't have castles in the sand for no reason, right? The most likely scenarios, the best odds are Washington, Oregon, right? As one of them, and Alabama, Auburn. That's the second one. The least likely ones are BYU, UCF is the biggest underdog situation in reverse for Miami.
It is,
and
yeah.
Oklahoma, LSU, I believe, is next within that mix. And then
what about the Egg Bowl?
Egg Bowl is massive. If Mississippi State, if you watch Mississippi State this year, they're like a heartbreak kids.
Yeah,
they've come so close to doing upsets like multiple times here. So if you assume that Miami has to win, right, which they do, if Mississippi State beats Ole Miss on Friday, Miami, assuming the victory, has a 78% chance of one of the scenarios happening, because you already because now you only need one more team out of 4 to get upset, and you're just doing those money lines, and they all have a certain percent chance, and then the ACC things remain stagnant, though Miami takes, fills one of the multiple step parlays they need on the ACC side to happen.
Are any of these teams like humongous over like underdogs, like point wise?
UCF's a gigantic underdog.
Yeah, that's
it's almost 20 points right now.
But I'm saying like in the top 10, Alabama, Oregon, and Ole Miss.
They're all like 6.5 to 7.5 point, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong on the things, but it's somewhere. I know Mississippi State was 7.5 point favorite.
Yes.
I think that Auburn is like 6.5 or 7.
Yeah,
Alabama.
Oregon's a 6.5 favorite.
So they're all realistic. Look, I don't think it's going to happen because it's been getting too lucky, and it would just be great for 2 years to.
If this were 2007, it would have happened.
Maybe it is, but anyway, I'll shut up.
And that was the last year that you could look at and say the chaos was at this level. Before that, it was decades. So
I mean, college football is more drunk than a bunch of people drinking Mad Dog on a show on YouTube.
Mad Dog 2020. Okay, Pickles, you didn't raise your hand, but I'm going to give you the floor anyway.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a delay, so it's hard for me to jump in. Rock, I was just kind of curious on your opinion because you've done the full analysis. Do you think that Miami's situation is kind of a direct result of the ACC not having that ninth game to help sort things out?
No, because Miami had, not this year, right? Because Miami's out of conference was Notre Dame. It was Florida, right? SEC school. It was USF, which until 2 weeks ago. Like, we had one genuine, like, non-conference cupcake. We had Bethune-Cookman on as our one thing. But on paper, all of those were good. I mean, Florida and USF, as bad as Florida has been at the time, was top 15. Right. They just I think they fell a little bit because they may have been a little bit further down, but they were still ranked, I believe, or just had been ranked because they got beat by USF like a week or two before us. So I don't think this year that 9th conference game, because the 9th conference game could have been Boston College, that juggernaut that Notre Dame won on the road with, and as 30-point favorites and only won by 15.
15 points.
And they were up at 2. And they were clowning Miami about missing out, covering the spread of Virginia Tech by a half point to a team that's at least 3-7 in an actual rivalry game.
Would it have mattered as far as like tiebreakers though?
The tiebreakers,
assuming they get the win.
Yeah. No idea, dude. Because there are tiebreakers in the ACC. If you get the certain wrong teams or right teams into the 2-team tiebreaker hell, that Stanford. Now I don't think Stanford Notre Dame can change it but North Carolina State UNC could determine who goes to the college football to the ACC championship game.
Wow.
Like
That's
it literally
wild.
can, because you start to get into the percentages. So
let's say Stanford does win that game, it will give a third loss to Notre Dame, and that
drops Notre Dame.
Notre Dame sends them to go teach at my parody video, which will be which is my clowning of Fran Brown and Jim Phillips, which is the Notre Dame dog training academy. So that will be on our show later tonight. If they lose to Stanford, that would be amazing. I just can't. The dunking that the entire internet might crash, because the entire college football world would go dunking on them, and like Notre Dame should just get an NIL deal from Dunkin' Donuts.
It's unreal. All right, we can leave it there. Just a quick update. Ute is having internet issues, so we'll just go into the picks, and then he'll join us whenever he can. So I want to welcome you guys all to the show. This has been fun. We haven't had the band get together for a long time, so I appreciate everybody cutting some time out for tonight. First, I want to tell everybody who's watching and you guys happy Thanksgiving. I hope your families are doing well. I hope you have time set aside for them this weekend. They're the ones that really deserve your time and attention, but we appreciate you giving us a little time tonight. I wish right now BYU and Utah were playing in Vegas. I wish this was a game that was a featured rivalry in the Big 12, and it's not. During the middle of the season, kind of broke the wheel on a bunch of different things. So it's kind of disappointing. We don't have cool football to watch tonight, but we'll try to fill that hole with our picks and see how we do there. Okay, so first, let's add to the stage and see kind of where we're at right now. Everybody except for – everybody did bad last week. You got 6-4. He's a 50-50 guy, so I went one game under. Daniel just extended his lead because nobody could really catch him. And Becky, you're still 7 games behind him. So
bad week. That didn't help.
Yeah, no, all of us, you can see last week was rough. Picking against the spread is difficult. So that's why I'm not a professional gambler right there. Let's get wait. Yeah, go ahead.
Palmer, I just want to make an observation. I was listening to On 3, the Andy and Ari show the other day when they were going off their picks. Every single one of us dusts Ari by about 30 games.
Really?
So just FYI, you're not professional, but like professional guy who picks games, and I don't dislike him. But I thought when he said that, I texted Flo right away. He's like, as bad as you think we might be, we dust Ari, and he does this professionally and has all the inside information. So you are a pro in our eyes, Bomber.
Let's go.
I do want to say I was in Vegas over the weekend, and I did just as poorly there as I did on this. So.
There you go. Well, don't bet the mortgage. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm on vibes-based.
So fast.
Yeah, I'm on vibes-based picks only, and I'm still batting over 500.
There you go. All right, so are we done clowning on ourselves? And nobody did really well. You did get one game up to 500 though, so that's good for him. Okay, our picks for this week, and we'll go through them, and we can spend as much or little time as you guys want to, but I'll give you each one of you time to talk about each one of these. I'm probably not going to talk about most of these, not going to say much, but if you have a strong opinion, please let us know. Arizona -1.5. at ASU. This is a rivalry game. It's the Territorial Cup. They've been playing forever. And Arizona is playing better than ASU right now. Arizona has turned their season around. And now their coach is on the short list for a bunch of other schools. So Arizona might be losing their coach this offseason. So I picked, who is that? I picked Arizona, Uten, Moen. Moen, let's start with you, ASU.
Yeah, it's at ASU. It's 1.5 points. That equals a pick 'em. So I listen. It's at ASU. I'm just taking ASU based on the fact it's at home. I think Sam Levitt's gonna probably throw a late touchdown to win the game.
Levitt's not playing.
Levitt's not playing, Moen.
Okay, well, then somebody else will throw a late touchdown.
Okay.
It's
All
1.5 point spread at ASU. I'm taking the home field advantage.
He's
Right.
going to throw a touchdown from the portal.
There you go.
or the NFL draft, one or the other. Anybody want to stick up for either of these teams? Go ahead and talk.
I'll say it. I picked Arizona because Levitt's out. I think Arizona
Okay.
has the better quarterback that's going to be on the field. I think he's going to make enough plays with his legs to extend some of their plays. And I think they just go about – Arizona weirdly just goes about their business and just – when they're on, they're good. Like, they're really, really good, especially on defense. When they're not, kind of an adventure. But
Okay.
I just think the quarterback plays the difference. They're going to have better
go ahead.
quarterback play.
Go ahead, Rock.
Real quick, the thing that I think I call this one the possible irony bowl because Arizona's head coach is rumored to be one of the 2 or 3 in consideration for UCLA, and it would be funny if they had wound up. They're now ranked, and they're 8-3 going into this game. It would be the height of irony after when they wanted to almost fire him after 1 year.
Yes.
Picking up that he turns it around and he just goes deuces to them if that comes. But yeah.
So he's going to pull a Jed Fish and take a better job after winning 9 games.
Apparently,
Man.
I mean, maybe there's an ejector seat down in Tucson that we don't know about.
I would not want to work for UCLA, so I'm not sure where that would go. But how about you, Daniel? Got anything quick to say about this game?
Only reason why I picked ASU is with all the coaching rumors out of Tucson and Dilly off all the coaching rumors. I just think that they're going to be it's 1.5 points. So
Okay. Yeah,
that's the only
very
reason.
fair. Let's go to the next game. Iowa is giving 5.5. Giving 5.5 at Nebraska. I took the home team. There's really no reason I took Nebraska. I just did. So maybe because they're the home team. But you guys all took Iowa. So who wants to talk for Iowa?
They have a good punter.
I don't know.
Their special
Every
teams
week we've picked Iowa for some reason.
Listen,
I don't know.
their special teams are strong, man. She has a point. Special teams are strong. Dylan Rayola's not playing for Nebraska, or as Mr. Ed Weiner calls him, Dylan Payola. Apparently he's eyeing the transfer portal now.
He's going to hit that portal. His brother just decommitted, so he's about to hit that portal.
I'm going hard for the Hawkeyes. This is a rivalry game, by the way. I think they play. It's a piece of corn or something.
Okay. All right.
So
a kernel that's stuck in your teeth.
One giant kernel.
it's like called the Heritage Trophy, I think.
Okay.
All
right.
Okay. But yeah,
So,
Iowa.
Okay. Pickles. Anybody else want to say something before I move off?
I don't know. I want to play a drinking game and see how many Iowa touchdowns they get.
You'll never drink.
You'll never get buzzed at all. That won't be very fun.
You can play that game, Bomber.
No safeties? You don't think so?
I don't know.
I just think Iowa's been playing better than Nebraska. Nebraska look semi-okay, but it's Iowa. Iowa still wins games, and they cover.
Okay. All right, Brock. Nothing? Yeah, nothing. Okay.
No, this is like, if Raiola was playing, it would be interesting to see if it was his last game, but.
Yeah, very fair. Before we go to the next game, which is Ole Miss, Mississippi State, which has major connotations in the CFP, let's get to some business first. First, we have a new member. That would be Skaven. Yes, he's not new. He's just back in the fold. Good to have you here, Skaven. We appreciate you. Go Big Red. And thank you for becoming a new returned member. Moen, what does he do with those member benefits?
He gets to watch all our member videos. He gets to use all our member emotes in the chat. All that good stuff. He gets that little S next to his name.
Yep.
And he gets me to play this sounder for him.
I love it.
Big
I
red.
love it. Got good timing there for that game. Wild Ute is back in the fold. Is he up here? Do we have him added? No, there he is. Okay. Ute, you're back.
Hey.
Is there anything you want to say about the Arizona State or Iowa-Nebraska games?
Arizona State's going to punk Arizona.
Okay.
Punk. Jeff Sims, quarterback for Arizona State, is going to have the game of his life, and they're going to gumshoe Arizona's.
Gumshoe. Okay.
They're going to gumshoe them. And Arizona is one of my least favorite teams in the NCAA, so I can't wait to see them get crushed.
Wow.
So Arizona State all the way, baby. I think Iowa definitely trucks Nebraska. Nebraska is a sad joke. And now let's go to talk about the Egg Bowl.
There you go. That's Ute's opinions there. Let's get to the next thing is 10 new gifted memberships. Moen.
Wow, 10 gifted memberships
Woo!
from Ender.
Let's go.
And I think that's the Imperial symbol. So
It
maybe
is
he is a
Imperial,
Michigan
yep.
fan.
Okay.
I don't have the YouTube chat up. I can't tell you who got those, but if you're one of the people who got 10 gifted memberships
Wow.
from Ender, make sure you thank him in the chat. He is making it rain.
Make it rain, baby.
Making it rain. Let's give him.
Oh, did you say Michigan? Shouldn't it be Itchigan? There's no M's.
Not when you buy 10 new members. It
when
isn't,
you
Becky.
give 10 memberships, that makes Nate say stuff like this.
You saying you can't control your bitch here?
That is not me. That is not me.
Pimpinade easy. Pimpinade easy.
Yeah, that's you.
Pimpinade easy. Then it makes you say stuff like this.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
But I can go as deep as you
Wait.
want to. I can go as deep as you want to. I can go as deep as you. They've been sucking you.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
They've been sucking you. And you're sick of it. I get it. They've been sucking you. They've been sucking you. They've been sucking you. And you're sick of it. I get it.
Oh, Moen.
Moen is the word. Moen is the word. All right? I give you permission on this day to say Moen.
Thank you so much, Ender, for the 10 gifted memberships to the College Football Mafia family. If you're one of those 10 new members, make sure you thank Ender in the chat. If you're watching on demand, thank him in the comment section. And then you can go and watch Moen Confidential and find out why Moen is the word. Moen is the word.
One more super chat. Stormy Cyclone, good to have you here, buddy. He's a longstanding OG member of the College Football Mafia family. $2 super chat says, happy and safe Thanksgiving to everyone. Thank you, Stormy. You and your family as well. Do you want to give Stormy a sounder there, Moen?
Yeah, we'll give him a little Iowa State fight song for the Cyclones.
Yep, let's get that. All right. Thank you so much, Stormy. We appreciate you. All right, let's move on to maybe one of the biggest ramification games of the weekend. That would be Ole Miss giving 7.5 to Mississippi State. It's at Mississippi State, where they do nothing but shake cowbells. And it's a pretty crazy environment there to win games. Unfortunately, I think Ole Miss they're in another level this year. And the Washington State game woke them up, in my opinion. So I think Ole Miss is going to win this maybe by 10 points. So that's where I've got covering. What do you think about this game?
We lost Jude again, but
we left again. Stupid internet. All right, how about Pickles?
Real quick, Bomber.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm going to jump up to the next page.
Okay.
Rock has to go here, so I'm going to let him.
Okay.
I want to make sure we get his thoughts on Miami Pitt.
Sure, absolutely.
So let's go ahead and we'll get that, and we can let Rock get out of here and head over to CFB Express.
Yeah, sorry about that, Rock. I didn't know
Yeah.
you were on a timer.
Yeah, no worries. And I don't care what games we cover, but yeah, listen, it's supposed to be nasty weather. Everything normally would say that Miami will choke that game away in the cold of 32 and climate, but college football in 2025 is super drunk. So hopefully, they get some Jameson in them. We're spending enough money on NIL. You would think we'd get some hand warmers on the sidelines.
There you go.
And Mario will break this one. I think Miami is closer to Notre Dame than they are to Georgia Tech. I think the results will be closer to what happened with Notre Dame. And if not, then we did it to ourselves and everybody gets to dunk on us for the next few weeks again. Yeah. And it'll be like I'll be playing the talking head singing same as it ever was for 20 freaking years.
Okay. Well, we're all cheering for you, I think. I don't know. We have Moen picked against you.
Well, see, now Moen originally picked Miami, but I did Rock a favor here.
Oh,
because
okay.
every time everybody picks the same team, that team loses. It happened last week with Georgia Tech. It continues to happen. So I'm such a friend of Rock. I took Pitt. Plus, I know the weather up here is not great right now. So I think Pitt's defensive line is probably going to make some stops on Carson Beck, getting his face.
Wow.
So I do like Pitt. But originally I had picked Miami, Rock. So
yeah, listen, I'm glad it's a 9 a.m. I'm glad it's a 9 a.m. noon game and not a 7 o'clock night in the cold and rain.
Yes, I think that's a good idea. Yeah,
but we will see. I do thank Pitt for beating Georgia Tech and giving more paths. Our friend Rec Talk, if you guys want to look for something later, the trilogy of sadness after the last game, his soliloquies on his channel are freaking epic. So after you finish watching these guys and you're late at night, go check out Rec's last 3 videos.
Rec Talk.
I was dying.
Rec Talk. Yeah.
I was dying. But happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Safe travels if you're traveling, and we'll pray. Mo doesn't need any prayers. BYU and Miami could use some help getting solidified.
I'm ready here.
Do that, and I'm counting on Pickles and Becky to deliver at least one part of that, or we are not friends.
Let's
Daniel,
go. Come on.
I got nothing but just like your best wishes, and I'm sorry, Wild you. I'm sorry about the leapfrog. Sorry.
Hey, and thank you so much, Rock. It's great to see you. Thanks
Happy
for being here
Thanksgiving,
tonight, and all the hard work you've done for us. I really appreciate it. And tell Flo we said hi.
Will do. Take care, guys.
Okay. See you later.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
He is Rock and Rant over at College Football Express. We recommend everybody tune in and subscribe to them as well. We do a lot of stuff together. They're great group that covers college football, but they really care about Miami. So I think that's the way it should be. If you're going to do this stuff, you have to have a rooting interest, in my opinion. So we'll get to those picks in just a little bit. Really quick, let's jump back. Did we finish Mississippi State, Ole Miss? We did not. Anybody feel strongly about one or the other on this?
I think Ole Miss is going to run them over.
Okay.
I just I know they've been Mississippi State's been cardiac kids.
They have, yeah.
But when they played good teams, they've just been thumped. They have been thumped. So it's
okay.
I mean, but I think if they win, they get a bowl game, which
they will. They're 5-6.
That's crazy to imagine where they started.
Well, they hadn't won an SEC game in 2 years until they beat Arkansas. So
that's brutal. Anybody else?
I just listen. There was a lot of kids that were on that Ole Miss team last year that are still on that team that remember missing the playoffs. Yep. I think those kids play balls to the wall, and I think Ole Miss really puts a statement win on the board here and sends Lane Kiffin out on a positive note.
Maybe.
Okay. Wow. Out to where, Moen? LSU?
Doesn't matter. He's leaving.
Okay. All right. I love it.
If he's not leaving, he's just enjoying the free trips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel, really quick, anybody you want to say anything about this one?
No, I just think Ole Miss needs to prove a point, and they're going to flatten the Bulldogs.
Okay. And Pickles, you took Ole Miss.
Yeah, unless news comes out about Kiffin leaving pre-game, I think they'll win pretty handily. It won't be a blowout, but Ole Miss will be comfortable.
Okay, I love it. Okay, let's get to the next one. Georgia is giving 12.5 to Georgia Tech. I took Tech in the points. Has nothing to do with anything else, but it's the points. I know Georgia's defense is incredible. Can their offense generate it? I mean, Georgia Tech's going to score points, in my opinion. So Georgia's going to have to come into this game not just stopping, but they have to score points. So that's why I took Tech. Utah's in here, so he can't say anything about Tech. But you guys all took Georgia. So let's start with you, Pickles, Georgia.
Looking back on this, I might not have considered the spread as much. I think Georgia wins straight up, but I could 100% see this being a close game. Georgia Tech certainly has a fighting chance. I'm not gonna flip flop now. I'm gonna live and die by my pick. But
Right.
if Georgia won by only 10, it wouldn't shock me.
Fair, Becky.
Oh, I just think Georgia's got the better D line. They're going to be. That's a better D line than anything in the ACC that they have seen. It's gonna cause issues. It causes issues for everybody.
Right.
I think they've got a tremendous running back. I think they'll be able to control the game.
Okay.
And I just think they'll get the stops. They're going to win by 14. So.
There you go. Daniel.
Last year's game went into 8 overtimes. I was pulling for Tech last year. I don't see Georgia letting Tech do that again. Tech.
They're not going to play with their food?
No. Tech looked really good in a lot of games, but the past couple games, not so much.
I was like, that game last year, Tech looked like the one that was going to the playoff.
Yep.
Boy, oh boy. That was so funny last year. Okay, Mo, and you.
Georgia Tech is psychologically damaged from that game last weekend. They had the fate. They could have made the playoffs. It was all in their control, and they let it slip away. And I don't think they have anything to play for now. And I think Georgia wins big. I don't think that Georgia Tech's going to come out and really even want to play.
I mean, who's got the better running game, Georgia or Pittsburgh? Because Pittsburgh ran all over Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech, but
we'll just have to see, I guess. The point spread was a little bit dicey, as Pickles said, but I think you guys probably made the right choice. Texas A&M is 2.5, giving to Texas. It's at Texas. We all took Texas A&M, and talk about a team that doesn't have anything to play for. Texas has 3 losses. So let me posit this to you guys. If Texas wins and beats Texas A&M, 1, it's a disaster for everybody that wants to move up. And 2, does Texas get into the playoff?
They will, but they shouldn't.
They're right now at 16. They're right now at 16 with 3 losses.
I don't see the Longhorns in the playoffs, even with a lot of chaos, because that chaos still benefits those teams. Like, let's say you still have a 3-loss, let's say Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I mean, and A&M, they've just played good.
Well, last week they came from behind, though. They were down 30-3. So
everybody's expecting the Aggies to throw up on themselves, and they haven't yet. Now they might whenever playoffs start, but I don't know.
Yeah, now's not the time for that to happen, in my opinion. I don't want that to happen. Mo.
Yeah, listen, Texas A&M here. I understand what happened last week, but sometimes you need a game like that to wake you up. I just don't see Texas pulling it off. I know Arch Manning's improved as the season has went along, and by the way, if Texas has 3 losses, they're not getting in the playoffs. So,
but how many losses does Michigan have?
Michigan has 2 right now.
Okay. For some reason, I thought they were also at 3. But that wouldn't have made sense because I have Texas marked as the very first 3-loss team. So that makes sense what you're saying.
And I picked Texas.
Okay, and tell everybody why.
I picked Texas because they're better. I'm serious.
Really?
Like Texas A&M has been having if you have to score 40+ points to beat good teams, like not just win, but to beat good teams, then you don't play defense. Well, Texas plays defense. Texas's secondary is better than any secondary they played against. And Texas will get after the ball. Like they're going to get after their quarterback. I think this, like, as long as Manning doesn't turn the ball over, I think it comes down to a stop.
Okay.
And I think I have more faith in Texas's defense getting a stop than I do A&M's. And now, as you guys said, they haven't had their bad game yet this year. They darn near had it against South Carolina. Texas ain't South Carolina. And I think Sarkisian has learned keep your foot on the gas pedal after the Vanderbilt scare. So I just seriously think Texas is going to make one stop. It's a 2.5-point spread. I think it's that one stop. And it's at Texas. So
There's just as high a chance of Arch imploding, though, and then Texas getting smoked.
There's no way they get smoked.
Everybody expected Arch Manning to play like his uncles and
when I
granddad.
say this, guys, look at their defense. Look at the scores of A&M's games. I'm telling you, you find a team that was like outside of like their non-conference stuff. Like Notre Dame put 40 on them before they could blink.
Their defense is extremely good, but just like against Ohio State, if you can't score, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's difficult for the offense side of the ball. That's
but they can still get 20 points. They're going to score on this. This defense is so bad, they're going to score 30 points, guys. Like, they're going to score. They're going to score.
I'm not saying it'll be pretty, but the spread's only 2.5.
Yeah, right. I think it comes down to that spread at the end of the day.
Right. Like I just said, which defense would you take to win the game?
And you're taking Texas.
A&M. You're not taking A&M. I'm taking Texas. The defense.
Stormy Cyclone also gifted one College Football Mafia membership there, Moen.
Thank you for that, Stormy Cyclone. It is much appreciated. Let me see what I've got here in the special category.
There you go.
We haven't played this one from Flugs in a while.
We haven't. That's an all-time classic. There's no doubt about it. Thank you so much, Stormy. We appreciate you and giving a membership. If you've received a membership from somebody, do us a favor, look them up on the comments and just say thank you for giving them giving you a membership. They're not free, so these people are doing very nice things for you. And if you want to give it to somebody else, you can pay it forward and you can also give gifts. Just hit the $ down there next to the comment box. Hit it and you can become a new member, or you can gift a membership. So thank you so much, Stormy. We appreciate you doing that. All right.
One quick last one on Texas. If they manage to pull off the win and a couple other games break, I think they will be put in as the last team, and it will be less deserved than Alabama over Florida State.
I think there's a slight chance that they can still get in to the SEC title game.
ESPN wants them. Yeah, they will pull their weight more than anything just to put Arch Manning in Texas in the playoff. They will.
It's like they're literally still alive for the SEC title game. They haven't been eliminated. They need a break.
Yeah, but it needs a ton of very specific things. But I'm saying even if they don't make the title game, they might still get shoehorned in at that last spot over other 3-loss teams.
If they beat A&M, if they beat A&M.
I still want them. I want it to happen because I want to see if the coaches will gather in a parking lot like in Friday Night Lights.
I don't think so, Becky.
Remember, they have to promote this on the Manning cast with his uncles. So
no, geez. We got to get through two more pages, so let's see if we can pick this up. You guys are slowing me down. Notre Dame 28.5 at Stanford. I can't believe you guys took Stanford. That's shocking to me. Notre Dame wants to score as many points as possible so that they can fend off people catching them from behind because they didn't finish strongly. So they don't have a championship game to look forward to. In my opinion, this is the championship game that Notre Dame needs to win, and I think they could put 50 points on Stanford. That's how bad this game could be. So that's why I took them. Mo, and you took them too.
Yeah, listen, they just put 70 points on Syracuse, and I think Syracuse is a better team than Stanford.
Yeah,
especially when you consider that Syracuse didn't lose to Hawaii.
Oh boy.
So I'm giving Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame wins this game by 49 points.
Wait, you mean the Hawaii team that I think has 7 or 8 wins on the year?
Yeah, but they're a G6 team still. Still a G6.
Yeah. Okay. The Daniel.
Stanford from the San Jose State game that I went to until now, massive improvement. And you saw Andrew Luck on that sidelines. He's trying to get money into that program, and he knows who's going to cut checks. So this year's going to be a wash. They're going to have a new coach. I think Stanford can cover 28 points.
Yeah.
Okay. Pickles.
Yeah, I think Stanford has actually improved over the year, even though some of the games still got away from them, like against Miami. Like they beat a decent Cal team. That is not a bad Cal team. It's a rivalry game. I get that, but what's the biggest thing for me is the spread, because they could hold up enough to lose by 21 or 24, and Notre Dame's not going to cover. I understand the incentive for Notre Dame to put their foot on the gas, but as far as it concerns the playoff, I don't think that matters all that much.
Yeah, by the way, it's in the chat, but do you guys know what time that game starts?
I don't.
Hold on.
Daniel usually looks that stuff up.
Hold on. I had that up at one time.
Oh, Pac-12 after dark.
Yeah.
Is it a night game?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's a night game. Okay.
Pac-12 after dark is back.
Not just night, Father.
Gosh.
Not just night. That is a 10:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Wow, I didn't know that. Did you know that, Moen?
Yeah, and I still think Notre Dame wins by 49
I don't
points.
know. I think it does make a difference at night.
It's made a difference on every single game in which an East Coast team has traveled west and had to play at that time. Every single one of them.
Yeah, but that's not new for Notre Dame in particular.
They don't like to travel west if they don't have to.
Yeah, but I mean they play USC and Stanford all the time. It's not like it's totally unheard of for them.
Yeah, but they don't play that as a night game.
True. The 8:30 kick though.
But hey, I'm building my own case then that they're not going to cover the spread. So there you go.
Okay, there you go. All right. Florida State is getting 3.5 at Florida. We all took Florida except who is that at the end there? Daniel Gygax.
Why would you do this?
Neither team is good.
Yeah, rats.
And
I like when they're good.
You want both teams good. I picked Florida State just due to the fact Norvell has to show somewhat of a life on that team. And
they just gave him a vote of confidence.
Yeah.
They did. They literally just put out a notification saying he's going to be back next year.
I think it was more. Yeah, it was more likely they checked their pocketbooks, looked at that half-finished stadium, and decided, yeah, better not right now.
54 million, something like that.
58
yeah, that's
and
crazy
change.
money.
Yeah,
72 million when you add in all the assistant coaches.
Yeah.
Man, you cannot make mistakes with coaches. Okay, Moen.
Yeah, listen, I don't trust Mike Norvell. I wouldn't trust him not to fuck up a 2-car parade at this point. Give me Florida because Mike Norvell, I'm still flabbergasted. I understand it's $70-some million, but I mean, you give him a vote of confidence and then you say, we're going to open our pocketbooks next year too. He hasn't won with them. Why would you give more money? That's more. You're chasing it, guys. You're chasing it. This is classic gambling behavior.
It is.
You're chasing it, man. Let it go. Got to let it go. Just like Brian Kelly, you got to let it go.
Completely agree.
Let it go. I'm sorry,
Becky.
I picked Florida just because, again, they're 3.5 point favorite. It's in the swamp. Neither team cares at this point, but Florida's got the better defense, so I just think it's going to be a full game. So,
Pickles, you're last.
I don't intend to watch even a single snap of this game.
Not a snap of this.
This is so bad. It's so bad. I already said in chat Yeah, I already said in chat the reason I'm drinking on Iowa touchdowns is because I'll be at work all day. I definitely won't be tuning into this on my break times.
Which, by the way, we do need to say, because Florida's interested in a certain coach at USF. Apparently, he'll
Okay.
make his decision after the weekend's games.
Oh, really? Okay.
Is Jed Fish going to be wearing Gator Orange, Becky?
Jed Fish? No, he's not even interviewed for anything.
We got a $5.
So.
Stormy Cyclone off the top rope comes in, gives us a $5 super chat. Stormy's also a valuable member, OG member of the College Football Mafia family. We appreciate him. If Wisconsin wins, Frosty the Flugar will be in a Tim's tailspin. We didn't pick Minnesota, Wisconsin, did we, Moen?
It's coming up next.
Is it next? Okay. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, we'll talk about it right after the Miami game. So, Story, just hold on and we'll get to it. But I agree. Yeah, Greg will not be happy if that happens.
This is what Greg will sound like.
I couldn't care less about the team struggling.
Nothing better than was Joe Namath Monday Night Football in the booth drunk. I can tell you right now that was appointment television.
I don't know. Him doing a coin flip at the Super Bowl drunk was pretty good too.
Yeah, I mean he's got a few of those. Him and Gifford Nielsen in the same booth with Cosell calling Monday Night Football. That was something else too. Okay, Miami 6.5 at Pitt. Everybody except for Moen took Miami. I took. It's more of a sentimental pick for me than anything else. I think Miami has the most to play for. But Moen doesn't care. 6.5 is not enough to stop Moen's pick.
No, and when I covered this, I did this as a favor to Rock.
Okay, all right. Anybody
this is
else?
A favor to Rock. Plus, I think Pitt's going to win.
Oh, okay. Daniel Pickles, you guys want to say anything about this game?
It will be a cold day before I pick the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, Pickles.
I mean, I'm pretty neutral in this one, to be honest. I don't have strong feelings other than Rock being a good friend of ours. I just think that, Miami can win by a touchdown. I get it's cold. I get the weather's crap, but Miami's a good team. Like, if you are who you thought they were, you'll win this game.
Right. Yeah. Becky.
I just think Miami's flat out better. I think they have more talent everywhere. Set aside weather, like, does that talent show up?
Good question.
But I'm assuming it will. So
okay. We'll move to the next game. This is the game that Stormy was just talking about. Wisconsin's getting 2.5 at Minnesota. And I'm just going to say I like Minnesota. I liked them from the beginning of the season. I was disappointed when they didn't play better throughout the rest of the season, but I think Minnesota's building something there. Whether it's going to be good next year or not, we won't know for a while. But I think they beat Wisconsin, and if that happens, Wisconsin is in complete rebuild mode without firing their coach, and I don't know how they do that. So I took Minnesota. Big Ten people, Moen, Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Minnesota's on the downward. Wisconsin's on the upward. I think Wisconsin takes the axe back to Madison.
Okay. Pickles.
I don't know if I got swindled by the fighting Flugars, but I may live to regret this one. Because Moen's right. Minnesota's struggled as of late, and Wisconsin hasn't. I don't know, man. You definitely see the push from Wisconsin since they sorted everything out with Fickle. The players obviously like him enough to keep fighting for him.
Right.
I mean, it is at Minnesota. I mean, PJ Fleck has a destiny with the Duke's Mayo Bowl again, so he can get dunked in mayonnaise. So they got to win this one, I guess.
I love it, Daniel.
Yeah, I've been listening to too much Minnesota propaganda from Greg. And here's the thing. I've seen both of them play. I don't think either team is good. I just think Minnesota will probably win it at home.
Okay. We have the Wild Ute back in the house. Ute, you can take a few minutes if you want to call Notre Dame, Stanford, FSU, Florida, Miami, Pitt, but we're down to Wisconsin, Minnesota. So you have the floor.
Notre Dame, Florida. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So we're on Miami, Pitt.
We're at the bottom right now. We're at Wisconsin, Minnesota.
Man, so Miami, Pitt. Yeah, Miami's going to win that. So, hey, Wisconsin's hot. Minnesota's not. Minnesota is they're really, really a not talented football team. Very, very much so. Wisconsin's got a little juice right now. I'm going to take Wisconsin. So with their boy Ryan Willie, I like the Badgers. They're the spirit animal of the Utes.
Yes.
So I'm going to go on Wisconsin, baby.
Okay, and then what about the Notre Dame, Stanford, FSU? Do you want to talk about those at all?
I mean, the Florida game versus FSU. That game is got to be the most disappointing game of the season.
Right. Yeah, that's what we were saying.
Stanford, I think Stanford puts up a fight. Rivalry game, late night game and stuff. I think Notre Dame kind of chunks their pants a little bit, but pulls it out.
Okay. Miami, Pitt.
Miami, Pitt. I've got to go Miami, although I really want Pitt to win. I think Miami's a pretty overrated football team. Love the Utes to crush them in a bowl game.
Okay, you'll be playing in the Black and Decker Bowl, so get ready for it. All right, let's move the team down now to LSU getting 10.5 at Oklahoma. Ute and I both want LSU to win this. I don't think it's going to happen. I took the Sooners. What about you, Ute? You took LSU.
Yeah, I think it's too many points. I think LSU is going to get a little juice here because I do think that Lane Kiffin is going to LSU. And I think that they know it and everybody else is going to know it. And the juice is going to be there. It's going to re-energize that program. I think they're too good. I think it's going to be an emotional letdown for Oklahoma after that Bama win and stuff. And I just don't really think Oklahoma is that good of a football team, guys. I really think they're very overrated. I think LSU has underperformed tremendously. I think it's going to be a tight game. I hope LSU pulls it out. Probably won't, but tighter than 10.5.
Moen.
Yeah, listen, I think Oklahoma's best thing they're going to do is they're going to get up big early, and then they're just going to try and milk that and milk that and milk that. Try and keep John Mateer as healthy as possible heading into the playoffs.
Yeah,
10.5 points. That's a trap right there, man. Because this game could easily be Oklahoma winning by 10 points.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, they don't cover at that point. It's true. That's a scary number. Daniel.
It was 13-10 LSU versus Western Kentucky. They've mailed it in. They're done for the year. And Oklahoma needs to make a statement where they're a 2-loss team. I'm taking the Sooners.
Okay. Pickles.
To my eyeballs, Oklahoma only has one loss in Norman this year, and it was by 8 to Ole Miss, who I think is substantially better than LSU, so I'm taking the Sooners.
Becky.
Oh, I'm like Daniel. I think LSU is done. I don't care if they hire Nick Saban, or raise Bear Bryant from the grave and hire him. This team they have checked out for the year. So
okay, all right. Excellent. Appreciate that. Let me get to a couple member comments. I think I had one member comment from earlier. Antoine Johnson, who's been a member around here for 19 months, Moen. Let's give Antoine a sounder and shout out.
Ooh, yeah.
Thank you, Antoine. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for being a long-standing OG member of the College Football Mafia family. And everybody, we don't swindle these guys of their money. We do member benefits. We do special shows. So if you become a member, I guarantee you it's the best money you spend every month. So thank you, Antoine, for being here and doing that. His comment is quality losses count in the SEC and Notre Dame. Go Devils, because he's an ASU guy. Yeah, quality losses only count in the SEC and Notre Dame. I agree with that. You guys disagree with that statement?
No, because it's true.
It's true.
Yeah. Okay.
We see it all the time.
Yeah, it's true. We have. Yeah. It has shown out. You want to say anything about this before I get rid of it?
Yeah, Matt, it matters what patch you have on your jersey. So the SEC and Big Ten patch, if you're in the Big 12 conference, you're basically treated as a second-rate citizen, guys.
Yep.
You treated it like a kiddie table.
Yep.
Like, I'm sick of it, guys. I'm sick of having such a good football team. This Utah football team this year is the best Utah football team of all time. In FPI, they're not going to get a shot at a freaking 12-team playoff. I'm disgusted with that. And the fact that the Big 12 commissioner can't get Utah or even BYU in, I'm sick of it, guys. I'm totally sick of it. And so I'm not very happy about that situation right now. Yormark's doing absolutely nothing. And like, it's basically going back to, quality loss or whatever. It's just the narrative spin of the SEC and the Big Ten. And I'm fed up with it. I just want my team to go to the playoff. I don't give a crap what conference they're in. But if the Big 12 can't do it, then I'm going to be pissed at this conference, okay? This is a dang good football team that Utah has, that BYU has, and we're getting absolutely freaking screwed.
Yes. Yeah, I'd say peace out, and we could just shut the show down if it didn't have 5 more picks to do. But everything you said,
I'm so pissed off. Like,
I'm
seriously,
over
this
it
is
too.
the best Utah football team in FPI in this history, and they're not going to get in a 12-team playoff. Screw the SEC, screw the Big Ten, screw this whole playoff, screw everything, screw the commissioner. Freaking, if you can't get Utah in this playoff and stuff, and you can't get BYU as one loss in this playoff, it's bunk. It's freaking bunk.
Quick sidebar. Quick sidebar. I agree you're getting hosed, but you need to scream at your commissioner to put your rivalry games at the end of the season like he's supposed to.
We have been. So
just imagine a holy war. Imagine a holy war with these stakes. That would be amazing.
Right. Okay, now Pickles, I've argued with these guys for a while.
Yeah.
The holy war game will get buried in the schedule. And
it's just about the stakes of what they're playing for.
Yes, but you don't know that at the beginning of the year whenever you're setting a schedule up.
Yeah, but the narrative, if the game was tonight, as I said, we wouldn't be doing a show. I would be watching it. You would be watching it. Daniel would probably be watching it because that game right now, on the day before Thanksgiving, we don't own the idea. John Wilner came up with it 3 years ago, and I've been parroting it ever since. So has Ute. There's no reason why this game should be in the middle of the season, and it's broken the entire system. If they were playing tonight, Utah and BYU have a chance to play their way into the CFP. Because they play in the middle of the season, everybody forgets about it by week 9, week 10. You don't even talk about it the whole war. So
at a minimum,
everything you said is right.
I get that, but like, I'm not a fan, and I hated when Washington got a bye last year, the week before the Oregon game. That would require you guys having a bye last weekend.
Okay, I don't care when the bye is.
No, you're supposed to be playing. We talk all this crap about the SEC and their scheduling makers, and they're basically giving themselves a bye.
Yes.
Like, I get that. Like, you want like Friday's open, Thursdays it's not open because of the NFL, but like Friday is open. Like, you play the schedule you're given. But if your conference commissioner, and this is what this tells me, and I don't mean to be the bad person here, but I'm just going to say it out loud. Your conference commissioner has zero faith that the Holy War can outrate some of these games.
Well, but they're not going ahead. They're not going. No, but I'm talking about if they're playing tonight, there is no competition. Nobody else is playing games tonight.
I get that, but I'm like, it just he doesn't.
So there is no competition.
But he doesn't. They don't feel like giving you guys that bye week every single year, the week before this day, is worth it. B,
we don't disagree with you. We don't.
If you guys start to put a game on there and you're drawing huge ratings, who's going to start putting games on there?
Of course, but let's start it. Let's at least try. This is the biggest complaint, and you'd already said it. The biggest complaint is Brett Yormark has disappeared the last 3 weeks. The only time in public he has been seen, I put out an APB for him on Twitter this afternoon. The last time he showed up was for the basketball meetings that happened last week. Other than that, he has disappeared for the last month, Becky. He has been nowhere for a month, and we are screaming for his interaction just to come out and even give yes, we want Utah. Yes, we want you. Of course, we want 8 teams in the playoff, just like freaking the SEC said, and we're not getting any of that. And so since we're trying to lift ourselves up, Ute and I started this channel to do exactly what we're doing tonight, promoting our schools. That was the whole idea, throwing this together. raising the awareness for the rest of the world to say we deserve attention just like all these other
No,
conferences.
I feel you there. I'm just saying
Yeah.
your commissioner has decided that basketball is now more important.
Yeah, I don't know how else to read
which
that.
is weird. And
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it out loud. The SEC, they had 16 teams, 14 to 16 made the tournament. They don't care. They're
Yeah, I know.
It's all about, I don't understand why your commissioner is so big on basketball as soon as it starts.
The painful part for me is say that you have BYU's exact same resume, exact same opponents, but you had a different logo on the jersey. They're a top 6-7 team, guys.
Yeah.
The exact same opponents, the exact same everything.
Yeah.
It's the Big 12 logo. It's the Big 12 brand. That's the pull down for Utah and BYU.
I mean,
like it or not,
right.
I promise you, yes.
I
Miami
agree.
just jumped for Utah for what reason? What did Miami do? They
who
beat
did you
a
guys-
bad Virginia Tech football team.
Who'd you guys?
There's-
Did you guys play Cincinnati? Is that who it was last week? I can't remember who you guys played.
BYU did.
did.
Utah played
BYU
against
played
Kansas
Cincinnati.
State.
Utah
should
played
know
against
that.
Kansas State and had 500 yards of rushing put up against
There
them.
was
You-
like
Yeah.
1,200 total yards of rushing in that, or total yards in that game last Saturday.
So it's not so much
What
what
did
Miami
Miami
did.
do to oppress you over the last 3 weeks, though? What
I don't know, but they didn't
Warren's
give up
5 spots
500. They
jump?
did not give up 500 yards of rushing. You.
And that warrants you moving down. Actually, when you're in a solidified
Yes.
spot, you didn't lose the
Yes,
game.
if you have a
Where's the narrative
defense
that you
with
came back and
500
you have the
yards
offense to
of
win the
rushing?
freaking football game, man?
Oh, come on, you.
It's all about the narrative spin that you want. Stuff Texas A&M's a hero. They came back 28 points.
Everything
But
you're saying is
Texas A&M
true.
get 500
No, everything
rushing
you're saying
yards
is
on
true.
it.
I'm not.
Everything you're saying is exactly true.
I'm just saying. I'm just gonna say, when you look at it and you look at the schedule and you go, you're like, who is Miami beat the last couple of weeks? They beat the only team. They beat them by 40. They beat the only team that beat both Georgia Tech and Virginia. They smoked that team.
And they lost to a Louisville
they just-
game that never should have happened. They should have beaten Louisville by
Correct.
like a drum.
And they blew
So-
a lead against SMU. This
Right,
on them.
right,
But I'm just
right.
saying, like with Moen, it's like, if you're looking bad, this is the wrong time of year for any aspect of your team to look terrible.
The recency bias, though, Becky, is over the
No,
top.
no,
Everything
no.
that you just saying, the narrative part of it, is the recency bias.
and I
Notre
agree,
Dame
because there are
losing the
two
first
teams-
2 weeks in the season, everybody forgets about it in November. They don't even talk about those losses. It's like Notre Dame's 10-0 right now.
That's
Or
the
9-0.
thing, Bomber. They do talk about it, and I'm agreeing with you on this because there are two teams in the top 10, Oregon and Notre Dame, that are only in there, and the committee has essentially said they're in there because of eyeballs. Our coaches,
And whatever the hell that
think
means.
whatever the hell that means, and I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Because technically, Miami, I like head-to-heads. I don't care when you played, but I like head-to-head.
Yes. Head-to-head has to be up the top.
Head-to-head has to be number one. If you're better than the team ahead of you,
Yeah.
like Michigan is ahead of USC right now, and they're lower and the fact that USC still lost. But you know what? If they played today, who would you rather take? I'd probably take Michigan because they've just looked better.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm with you. I think sometimes the name on the chest does matter because when we're seeing it as Big Ten guys, you guys don't want to hear this part. As Big Ten fans, we're seeing this all the time. Our teams with 2 losses are not getting the same benefit of the doubt as the other teams in the SEC with 2 losses.
Right. Yes, that's
So
right.
it works.
Yeah.
all
And we
around.
know that.
And
Yeah.
by the
Becky,
way, Bomber,
who shows the CFP? What network?
ESPN.
Right.
And who has a conference contract with? ESPN.
Big 12.
And
Touche, Pickles. Touche.
and the
and
ACC,
and
the SEC.
Yeah.
that's the reason why the Big Ten is
I also
not
want to
given the same go.
I also want to tip my hat to everything that Moen said was actually technically true as well. They just are the way that the data is being analyzed is in 2 different silos. And I guess at the end of the day, that's the thing what we're really arguing about is something that we can't quantify.
I mean, have you guys?
You cannot
guessed why-
quantify eye test. You cannot quantify I feel better about this team going from week to week. You can quantify wins and losses. You can quantify head-to-head. You can quantify how difficult your schedule is. Everything else, and championships. Everything else is you can't control it. So all you can do is go out and play who's in front of you.
But and I say this, there's a reason why all but one conference has approached a good idea, which is what the FCS has, put 24 teams out there.
Yes, I want
and
24
the
teams.
The overlords of the other 3 conferences have squashed it because they know they would not be the primary home of the CFP at all. It would
we're going to be, it's all off season. It's going to be 24 game CFP 24/7. That's now my new mantra. I'm dropping the Big 12 stuff, and we're going to be talking about 2014 playoff for the next 5 years.
By the way,
I should have 4 teams in if everybody voted yes on it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You want your APB on where Brett Yormark is? Did you guys consider checking up Greg Sankey's ass?
I didn't. No, my APB did not.
Well, he's been up there since he sided with SEC on the no AQs.
We know this.
We want to earn it on the field. So
we know. How stupid is that we want to earn it on the field now? How intelligent versus stupid does that sound now? That's an asinine statement. The fact that that's the thing that he puts out to the world is we wanted to prove it. That right there tells you guys out of his depth. He is out of his depth. He does not understand what it really means to be in the top 15 even, and how important it is to control the narrative to get there. It's not just winning the games. You have to control the storyline. It's like we're all in a big movie and everybody has to read their lines. And if your lines people don't like, you're not going to get any run. You're not going to be on TV. They're not going to talk about you in the playoff bumps. You're going to disappear. So that's where Yormark's broken the entire thing down.
He did come out recently and he's trying to figure out ways to draw game day to more Big 12 campuses. Which
I don't even know that matters anymore. That doesn't carry as much swag as I think as it used to.
But I mean, that's what at least that's the only thing I've seen him do in the last hot minute, because I think he's been in Vegas because they're having that big NIL players tournament.
I'm sure that's where he is.
I
have no doubt that's where he's at.
Which, by the way, I did go to the Gonzaga Alabama game because a friend of mine's a huge Gonzaga fan.
Fun.
And while we were there, we went. But I'm just saying, there were a ton of Big 12 schools there. He's probably there schmoozing up to those guys.
That's all. That's exactly what he's doing.
But this is the problem. I think
exactly what he's doing.
You guys hired a basketball executive. You talk all about being this great basketball conference.
And for 2 years that worked. For 2 years that was a good idea. He brought the conference together. He got schools on it that made the conference at least stay alive. But at that point, he needs to turn the page and move on to, I need to be the anti-Greg Sankey. I need to be only talking about BYU. All of the brands in the Big 12, and whoever's at the top, those are the ones you need to be promoting, putting out emails about, putting out notifications from Big 12 office. All these things, we don't see any of it. And that's the bottom line. So, all right, let's get to the last page of games. Vanderbilt 3.5 at Tennessee. I took Vandy. I think Tennessee continues to be one of the most overrated teams in all of college football. And you guys picked Tennessee, so go ahead, Moen.
Yeah, listen, I think Vanderbilt's overrated. I don't like Vanderbilt. I think they've got an attitude problem. I think Diego Pavia is probably going to sue again this year so he can get his 17th year of eligibility at this point. Give me Tennessee, and it's at Tennessee. It's at Neyland Stadium, and I think Tennessee is going to put a whooping on them.
I agree with Moan. Tennessee's going to put a whooping on this little Vandy team and everything, and Pavia can leave college football. Can't wait to see him gone.
Excellent. Let's see. Daniel.
I think the Vandy magic has ran out. They've looked okay, but even though Tennessee's got some issues, I think they're going to win. It is at Neyland.
Okay. Really quickly, Pickles.
In the battle of two extremely overrated teams, I guess I'll believe in Diego Pavia now that he got his AARP membership cleared.
All right, Becky.
I picked it. I thought this was the number of times they would show Pavia's mom on TV. I was going to say
You guys are
4.
all. You're not talking about football. You're talking about everything that's not football.
No,
Which cracks me up.
I'm going to be honest. I think Vanderbilt's going to smoke Tennessee. But
That's
Okay.
a great. You should make that prop bet though. Go for it.
yeah, they got prop bet.
Really quick, guys, I apologize. This is my fault. I'm the one controlling the show, and I love hearing all you guys' opinions. That's why this picking stuff sort of slows down at times. So I appreciate you guys sticking around and going through this. We do have another 9 picks to do. So unless you have a really strong feeling about any of these games, let's just tell me you're good, and we'll just move on. Okay? Is that fair?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Oregon is giving away 6.5 at Washington. I couldn't go against the Huskies, but Moen had no trouble going against the Huskies. What are you doing there, Moen?
I think Oregon's a better team than Washington. And I definitely think Oregon's a 6.5 point better team than Washington. Dan Lanning last week, I don't know if you saw any of the video of him giving his pregame speech to his squad before the USC game. That man is a savage. That man is a savage. He's out for blood. I think he wants to avenge that loss from last year in the playoffs, and he knows the only way he can do it is by demolishing the Washington Huskies.
Wow. All right, Pickles, Rebecca, you guys have any?
Oh, I'll give it out. I'll give it out. Fuck Oregon. There we go.
Okay, that's easy enough. Thank you for that, Becky. And how about you, Pickles?
You know, I'm somewhat objective, and even I could admit that Oregon is the on-paper better team. But as Moen should know from his last 4 years of his own game, the better team doesn't always win. And I think you're going to give me Washington and the points all day. Huskies win. Go Dogs.
I'm like, people forgetting we're really, really good at home. So.
Yeah. We still need a sounder, a tequila sounder, Moen. We still don't have a tequila sounder.
You got to find one for me that does not get copyright claimed.
All right, I don't know how to do that, but I'll start doing some searches. All right, Daniel, you guys have anything you want to say about this? Oh, let's see. Yeah, Daniel, you anything?
Nah. Go ahead, Daniel.
Okay.
Purple dogs. Purple dogs.
Let's go, Huskies. Virginia Tech's getting 11.5 to beat Virginia. Virginia, crazy world, can win the ACC championship. They just have to get there. This game will be really the determining factor if they can make that game. I took Raw Tech and the points. I don't think they're going to win the game, but I do think Virginia Tech covers. Anybody strong opinions about this one?
I agree. I think VPI can cover. I'm just waiting for UVA for the magic to run out. This is one of the best seasons that they've had in who knows how long.
Right. Okay.
I don't know. I think they might start off the James Franklin era by doing what James Franklin does and losing to the best team in their conference.
Oh boy. Is he there actually coaching?
No,
Yes.
he's actually
coaching, but he's there.
He is there now. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
He's probably been doing a little bit of game plan helping, but
that's interesting.
Well, he's definitely been flipping recruits from Penn State to Virginia Tech.
That I know he's been doing that.
Like that Virginia Tech team with that Virginia Tech squad with just the kids he's flipped.
Yeah.
In a couple of years, they're gonna be crazy good. So.
You want to say anything about this one?
Go Vod Tech.
There we go. Okay. UCLA 18.5 from USC. I probably never pick UCLA again in my life. 18.5 was a lot of points, and yet I still think USC covers. What do you guys think?
Rivalry game. Give me UCLA and the points. USC wins, but it's a close one.
Okay. Anybody else?
Have you seen UCLA play the past couple of weeks? They don't look that good.
Yeah, they haven't looked that good, and then they've looked really good, and then they're up and down. So
here's the thing. This was my deal breaker here because I picked them like an idiot to cover, and I would have won $1,500 in my parlay if they'd covered last week because crazy things happen in the Rose Bowl when UW goes down there. Didn't happen. No, give me the Trojans. Trojans are pissed. They're not happy. They want to make a statement here, and they're going to go out. Unfortunately, I think UCLA is going to be on the other end of that statement.
Okay. Anybody else? We done with that one?
USC has totally fumbled the bag against worse Bruin teams than this one. Do they win? Yes. Do they cover? No.
Okay. All right. Last chance. Anything else? All right. Let's move on. Navy, who Moen is in love with, I think, now at this point, getting 5.5 from Memphis. And I don't know why. I should have taken Navy because I have a bad feeling in my stomach, but I took Memphis. They're still on the edge to possibly get the CFP berth. I don't know. Memphis, so every week they go out and do something stupid, I think. And anyways, I took Memphis. What do you guys? Mo, and you actually took Navy.
Yeah, I did. I went back and forth a little bit, but then I remembered that Ryan Silverfield, the coach for Memphis, is up for a bunch of jobs. And
he is. That's true.
I think that news might leak before this game. And if that news does leak, I don't think Memphis is going to have a lot to play for. So that's why I went with Navy.
Okay. Anybody feel strong about Memphis? Or Navy? Sorry, you guys. They look similar. It's hard for me to tell them apart. To be honest.
I've been picking against Navy all year, and I was in the Navy, so I'm going to pick them.
Okay.
Also because, like Moen said, I think their head coach is.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. Pickles.
Shame on Becky for not picking our brethren in the academy, because my future Marine leaders on the midshipman team are ready to smack a dude in the face with the triple option. Go Navy.
Okay, I'm telling you, I have a bad feeling. You, Daniel, anything about that one?
No, I just think Navy's gonna just run the ball all over the place.
Okay, very good. Utah, 13.5 from Kansas. It's at Kansas. Utah finishes on the road. They're screaming into the void. Nobody's listening, but they do want to win this game desperately. And that desperation came out in my pick. 13.5 is a big number. Kansas wrecks people's seasons. They've done it three seasons in a row now. They've come along and wrecked somebody's season. So I don't think this happens. I think Utah goes out and actually wins by maybe 4 touchdowns. That's how bad the game could be. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Ute, I'm going to let you go first.
I think that the Utes win by 21, but they pull away late. I think KU's got a good offense. I think they're kind of mediocre in a lot of places. This is going to be the last game for Jalen Daniels. He's been a great KU player. But this is also the last game for Ute greats on the offensive line, Spencer Fano and Caleb Lomu, who might be first-round picks. They ain't going to be playing the whole game.
Too. And maybe your
coach.
Yeah,
maybe Whittingham too. So there's a lot. Yeah. There is a lot of folks that are great Utes that are playing this game probably for the final time, unless the Utes find their way in some way, shape, or fashion the CFP. So I think the Utes really lean it on and put up a 300-plus rushing yards on these guys. 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns.
Daniel.
I think that Utah needs to have scoreboard games, and this is going to be one of them. They're going to just run the score.
That's fair. Moen.
I just hope Kansas does not rush for 500 yards against Utah, because you know how they do with Kansas teams. But I think Utah realizes how important this game is and how important style points are.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be styling and profiling and probably winning by 28.
That's kind of where I'm thinking. Becky, Pickles, anything?
Oh, I just watched Kansas State run all over them. I think Kansas can do it too. Like, defense doesn't improve that much in a week. So
I don't know. Their defense is good. They found it. They watched film for 10, 11 weeks, and they figured out sort of their tendencies. I warned everybody at the beginning of the season that was going to happen to this particular team, because Dampier, he is kind of a one-trick pony, and they can figure him out on the offense. But Utah's defense has been just lights out, and I don't know what happened last week.
I'm just thinking it's 13.5. I don't think Kansas will win. I'm just saying I think they'll cover.
Yeah. There's a cheat code in there. Somebody found some way. Yeah. Go ahead, you.
Yeah, it makes no sense at all. It was a simple play. K-State was running right up the middle, and I think that's going to get cured. I think that the Ute offense is going to score a bunch of points, and we'll see if it's a shootout or not.
I mean, Kansas gets one team every year.
They do.
Right? So they
absolutely do. Yeah.
I feel like this is the one. So.
Kleeman, we have to see how he works out at the end of the day at Kansas State. That'll be an interesting coaching tree we'll have to watch. Let's see here. Everybody's talked about that one. We're done with that one. We okay?
Yep.
Okay. Indiana 28.5 at Purdue. I think this could be a 45-point win by Indiana. Talk about a team that wants to keep that 2 seed. They don't want to give that up. They're going to thump Purdue. Moen picked Purdue, I think, just so he could see the icon. That's the only reason I could think.
It's not true. I've got
Tell
a
us why.
rationale. I've got a rationale here.
Tell us
Indiana
why.
does not need style points. Indiana needs to make sure their team is healthy. And they're only going to play their starters for 1 half. And I think that's going to give Purdue a chance to not lose by 28.5 points. They may lose by 21. They may lose by 28. But I think Indiana only plays their starters in the first half and then rests them for the Big Ten championship game.
It's a good thought. Sorry, do you have?
Yeah, I think that Indiana's just going to absolutely crush Purdue. I don't care if it's 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th string. I don't care. Purdue. What is Purdue?
I have no idea.
Seriously, guys.
Know.
Like, I mean, who Moen had like this little fetish about Purdue and stuff in the night games, but like,
wow.
I mean, is this game at night? Is this game at night? If it's not at night, then give me 50, 60, 70.
Maryland, Purdue, and Rutgers.
Purdue has never rushed for 500 yards on Ohio State. I will give them that.
Oh, brother.
Oh,
yeah,
is
that's
this a night
mean.
game? Is
that's
this
a low blow.
The spoiler maker?
That's a low blow. Anybody else want to talk about Indiana, Purdue?
Oh, I was just going to say, they do this. They have this thing come up where they had all the coaches from the Big Ten, and they give them a bag, and they have them reach in without knowing what it is. They pull it out, and it's like something to do with their rival.
Yeah.
And when Signetti reached into the bag, it's literally this mascot here, which made me like laugh a little bit. It's literally a statue of that Purdue logo.
Okay.
And with a smile, he's like, "Who's this?" And they're like, "Purdue." And he goes, "Oh, you mean 66-0?"
Oh man.
they're gonna blow them out. They're gonna blow them out early. I think the only player that sits after the first half is Mendoza. That's it.
Okay.
I think everybody else plays.
Another game that was a throw-in that should be a rivalry game that isn't this week is Clemson, South Carolina. Clemson's getting 2.5. Both these teams went opposite. Clemson was supposed to be in the championship for my ladder, but I just don't see how Clemson's quit. So I don't know how they can score enough points to beat South Carolina at South Carolina. So you guys did. Moen, you didn't. You were with me with South Carolina.
Yeah,
Everybody
South Carolina
looked
looked good last week in 1 half, and I think all you have to do is look good in 1 half to beat Clemson. So that's why I went with South Carolina.
Clemson.
South Carolina.
Just been Clemson.
I'll do it. Clemson still wants to win this game. Dabo needs a win and his biggest rival just to say, hey, this is what we finished the season with.
Right.
I'm not going to defend my pick at all, but if I were to make a bracket of games I have no intention of watching, this would take the 2. This is the 2 seed after Florida State, Florida. Just saying.
Okay. Becky, you want to say anything?
Clemson's still playing for something. I don't know what it is, but
I don't know what it is either.
They have a shot at a bowl game. I don't know. I actually legitimately flipped a coin on this one. I wouldn't lie to you guys.
Okay.
About it.
All right.
I just picked against the SEC because it's fun.
Yeah.
There you go. You're the last. Do you have anything you want to say about this one?
No, nothing to add on this game. Nope.
Okay. Let's move to Texas Tech. 21.5, Daniel. 21.5 from West Virginia. It's at West Virginia. I took the points. I think you can see Texas Tech play first half, maybe a quarter and a half, and then they are going to start pulling their starters. They don't need to win by 9,000 points. A 14-point win would work. So that's why I took West Virginia to cover. Obviously, I don't think they're going to win the game. But what do you guys think? Oh, Daniel, you're first. What do you think?
I think WVU will cover. I still think that they're going. I mean, like I said, they're 4-7. I mean, no way to look at it. This team has been beat up. Just so many injuries. I do think that they can cover it, though.
Okay. Anybody else want to say something about this game? Texas Tech.
I think Texas Tech has to beat the crap out of blow them out. They want to ensure that they keep a spot in the playoff. I think they need to just make a statement here, blow the doors off of them, pull everybody in the fourth, but blow the doors off of them and give yourself that little bit of wiggle room just in case you lose the Big 12 title game.
Here's the problem: voters have no memory. So even if WVU gets thumped by 60 points, I don't think it matters.
Do we remember what Ohio State and Wisconsin one year?
Yes,
I do.
Yeah. What? How did Ohio State get in that game?
59-0.
There you go. Got to blow team out. They do.
The thing is, they still have that conference championship game.
Yeah, they still got to get to that game.
That's what I'm saying. I think they need that wiggle room so that Oregon can't leapfrog them in any way, shape, or form. If Oregon wins, Oregon leapfrog, barely beating USC last week. I mean, I know it's a 2-score game, but they had a punt return that was the major difference. But if they blow out Washington somehow, they could leapfrog Texas Tech. You want to have that. Oregon's in there for the eyeball test, guys. They have said that. That's the reason why they're rated so high. Blow the teams out in front of you, and they can't take that eyeball test away. They have to use it on you too.
Okay, that's a fair comment. Moen, you took Tech.
Real quick on West Virginia, Daniel. I vote that you should get a hold of your boys and pull off some old school hijinks. Just fill Tech's water bottles with Gatorade flavored moonshine. They'll never see it coming.
It's flavorless. It is.
That'll work.
Let's go, Moen.
Texas Tech's defensive line is really good. West Virginia's offensive line, not so much. I expect to see a couple defensive scores in here from Texas Tech.
It's a good prediction. Yep, that's a good prediction. Anybody else? West Virginia, Texas Tech. Go ahead.
See that, guys? Freaking Virginia University is going to pull off the upset of the freaking college football year. Right there, you see that thing? Wild U's going to be wearing that all year long in celebration of the West Virginia victory right there. I'm telling you guys, West Virginia is going to punk Texas Tech and knock them out of the Big 12 championship game and knock them out of the freaking playoffs, baby. Texas Tech is gone. Those guys, those little billionaire funded program, everything, get them out of there and stuff. Bring West Virginia on. Come on, let's go Mountaineer Nation. Let's get this thing. Let's pull off this upset. Let's get it done. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to wear the raccoon skin hat. Let's freaking go.
Let's go. I love it. There was one more game.
The game.
And it's the game. At the end of the day, everybody followed trends except for Rock, and Becky took blue. Go blue. Moen, tell us why Ohio State wins this by 9,000 points.
Well, I don't think they're going to win by 9,000, but I think they will win by more than 11.5. I think it's because, one, Becky and Rock picked them. I appreciate that, especially Rock. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you doing that. But listen, I think Ohio State's just got a more talented team. I think they can be disruptive up front, get into Underwood's head, maybe make him make some mistakes, get a defensive touchdown here or there. I just think Ohio State's defense is really, really, really good. Their offense, we'll have to see how the weather plays out. If it has to be a running game, Ohio State probably won't cover. If Ohio State's able to throw the ball, get some short gains to Max Clare, Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate are both supposed to be playing, so we will be at full strength at wide receiver. So get a couple passes downfield on them. Bo Jackson. My only thing is running backs got to realize not to fumble the ball.
Yeah.
Ohio State's running backs, C.J. Donaldson, Bo Jackson, Peoples, they have all had fumble issues this season.
Yes, they have.
I won't even lie to you. I only picked Michigan because they've basically been lights out at home. They're crazy good at home compared to the road. And I mean, no offense, but Ryan Day hasn't beaten them, so I'm just going to take.
That's not true. Ryan Day
Well, he
has
beat them the
beaten
first
them.
time, but I'm saying it'll be 5 years in a row.
And he would have beaten them in 2020 if they didn't fake COVID.
All right, what else? Ute, what do you think about the game?
Well, I think the exact opposite. I think Ryan Day is ready for this one. I think he's marked this for 365 days almost, right? A full year since they lost last year. I think Ohio State embarrasses Michigan. I think they blow them out. They're a much better football team. I think this team is really ready to go, this Ohio State Buckeye team, and they put it on Michigan like Michigan hasn't seen for many, many years, and they blow them out.
Wow. Okay, Daniel.
Michigan hasn't looked all that good, and Ohio State has. I'm just hoping that Ohio State will cover 11.5.
Okay, Pickles.
As in previous years, you've had a lot of weird things going on, a lot of woo-woo voodoo magic. I don't know if someone stepped on an Indian burial ground they weren't supposed to or something in Ohio, but this is not that year. Belt to ass, go Buckeyes.
Becky.
I'm telling you, they're going to cover. I didn't say Michigan will win. I fully believe they'll cover. The weather's going to suck. I think the running quarterback creates a little bit of a change here. I know Ohio State's defense is really good. It's hard to score on them. If Michigan can get a couple of deep throws and loosen up that box, they should beat them. I think they'll definitely cover, though. This game is only a blowout or really tight. No in-betweens.
All right, Moen, you get the last word. Ohio State stays number 1 and beats Michigan because
they're the greatest university in the history of the world.
I love
They're
it.
the Ohio State University.
I wouldn't go that far.
Go Bucks. Fuck Michigan. Go Bucks.
I'm waiting to find out who a Ohio State University is, so we can have them play the Ohio State.
That would be interesting.
That would be the Ohio Bobcats.
We just went almost 2 hours just doing picks, guys. This is so fun. I could do this for another 4, but I'm not going to make anybody stay past the top of the hour. So let's kind of get last comments in, and then we can start going to regular people comments. I can stick around for a little bit longer. Anybody's welcome to stay as we go through member comments, but we're gonna have to move pretty quick. So I'm gonna give everybody a chance to say something, and then if you need to take off, this is the time. Becky, your final word on the games this weekend.
I'm gonna come out and say it. It's rivalry week. Every game is weird. Those rivalry games are the toughest ones to figure out, and it's not the end of the world if your team loses. But if you lose to Oregon, it is okay to stand in traffic. So.
Okay, Pickles.
Becky said what's there to be said about the game itself, but quick sidebar. Want to shout out Washington women's soccer team is currently in the Elite 8 of the playoffs, and Washington men's team is in the Sweet 16, so both have a shot at bringing home a title.
Doing it for me.
That's fantastic. Go Huskies.
Doing it for
Daniel.
Me. He's on mute.
You're muted, Daniel.
You're muted.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you in California there. Go ahead.
I knew I was going to do that. It's been a rough season for WVU. It's finally done. It's finally over. Hopefully they can go into the portal and get some players that can stay healthy.
That's fair. It's good. Health has probably been your biggest challenge outside of the new coaching and trying to get on top of your roster. I think that's very good observations. Basketball's
starting to be that bad too now. So, yeah.
I really just want to see the Big 12 get 2 playoff teams in. It's when you're looking at the analytics. Again, I mentioned before, this is the best Utah team. It's also the best BYU team, actually, in recent history over the last 20 years, based on the analytics. And just to leave these type of teams out of the playoff and stuff because of the patches on the jersey just makes me sick, guys. And it's predictable. We talked about it all off season, but it's here and it's real now to be the first couple teams left out. It feels like we got absolutely hosed and punked. And I think it's bullcrap. And so you got to communicate that. Like, Commissioner Yermark's sitting on his hands watching basketball games. He better freaking wake up seriously and get some more teams in the playoff, because being a one-bid league is just like a G5 freaking conference.
Yep.
I'm going to be beyond embarrassed if he can't get more than 2 teams in to be in the Big 12 conference. Be straight up with you. That's just unacceptable.
This would be 2 years in a row for you guys, by the way.
Yeah, well,
it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
And we've been lobbying for something different, Becky. So it's very frustrating for us, for sure. Okay, Moen, final words on the picks.
Go Buckeyes.
Okay, that's fair. I'm going to say go Cougs. I'm with Ute. It's been a really weird transition the last 2 days. Utah and BYU fans are actually standing hand in hand with what's going on. And the observations that we're making about the Big 12 conference are spot on. What Ute said. I don't understand what's going on down there in Arlington. Is it Arlington? In Dallas, wherever the offices are. They're not showing out and raising up their teams. And if they're waiting till after the games end on Saturday night, and that's what they're waiting on before they'll get behind somebody, it's too late. This should have started at the beginning of the season. You should have been behind 3 or 4 brands once they started winning, and you should have been every week should have been promoting them, strength of schedules, to all of it. The narrative could have been controlled all season long. And I'll be perfectly honest with you guys, because I love you guys so much. I look forward to this every week. But I nearly had a shut. My body almost shut down last night. I was so frustrated. I've been carrying this stress around for a very, very, very long time that you don't want to say the quiet thing out loud. And the quiet thing out loud is the Big 12 is not good enough. That's it. There's no other way to put it. The Big 12 is not good enough. They don't have a good enough storyline. They don't have good enough people driving narratives. And to leave out teams like Utah and BYU, who every measurement says they're some of the best teams they've had in decades, it's criminal. It's absolutely criminal. And we're going to be left out, not because we didn't win good games or didn't have good strength of schedule. We're going to be left out because badges were taken instead of other badges, and that's just wrong. So
badges are brand, because one team ahead of you doesn't have a badge.
Gosh, just a so frustrating.
All right, I gotta say, Bomber, a quick way to rectify that. Whoever does get in from the Big 12, win a game, preferably.
Yeah, we're trying, brother.
Win.
We're cheering for them.
You need to win. Must win a game. I know.
I
know that's easy enough, but the Big 12 might need it more than anyone.
You've got one shot at a win versus 5 for the SEC. So that's it's fun. It's like, hey, you guys win, and you're right about that. But when you've got so limited opportunities, basically it's all or nothing, right? That's putting that situation on the Big 12 is a ton of pressure too. Like, tell the SEC, oh, you've got one team in, you better freaking win, or else you're toast, and your perceptions are going to change. It's kind of bunk how that conversation's even about. There's 3 worthy teams that can make the playoff, and I'm sure one of the 3 could win. 2 of the 3 might win, but now all the pressure's on Tech to win any game.
What I love, though,
5 freaking teams in.
What I love, though, you guys took that step, both Utah and BYU, along with Texas Tech, and they said, all right, fine, we're going to spend like you guys, because we have boosters and donors that can help us do it too. And I love that fact. It's just going to take – I think it's just taking a minute, but I do think – you're going to break through. I know this is the worst thing you want to hear. You're going to break through.
It's going to be
I
after.
Don't see how half of the I'm going to say it out loud. I don't understand how half of the damn bracket is essentially one conference.
Yeah.
Never be like that, ever. And I'm in my school's in one of the 2 big conferences. We should never have essentially 9 out of 12. It should never be like that.
Well, 12 isn't enough. Let's just say that out loud. 12 is not enough. We need to – if 16 is a bare minimum, 24 fixes all these problems. You take 24, you take the top 24, you have the best games you're going to ever have in December.
And I don't hear
Pickles, you're shaking your head. Pickles, you're shaking your head. How does that not work?
I am an FCS playoff veteran, and I promise you that model does not work at this level. There is not enough parity to make it work.
That's absolutely not true. If we go back to let me bring this up. Let me bring this up, because I'm glad you said that, because it does make a difference. Let me show you something. The screen, did it go away? It's right here. Okay, so if you look and you look at say your statement again, Pickles, and I'll tell you why that's not true.
So I believe that the parity of the FCS is what makes their playoff function and what makes it great, and I don't think that same parity exists in 224 teams in the Power 5.
I'm sorry,
Right
there's no
here.
parity when it's two teams
Right
always
here.
winning a national title.
Without changing anything today, if all the way through Michigan, the most losses those teams have is 2. We're not talking about there's a major disparity from Indiana all the way down to, and let's go on this list. Let's look here. It goes all the way down to, I don't know, Ole Miss was at 21, and I'm asking to get to 24.
So let me clarify. My gripe isn't so much the total quantity of teams and total this and that. It's that I think it should have been 8 and it should be 16. I think they should settle on 16. I hate the buys. I've always hated the buys.
Yeah.
I understand why they put them in because the conferences throw their weight around, but they're stupid and I hate them, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah, we're not here cheering for buys either. If you do 24, it builds in a bye week, but we could do it a different way. I don't care what the structure is. I'm trying to get the best teams playing games in December instead of having the who cares about it bowl. It has a Missoula Tech playing against Pickles online, and that's the bowl game that they get 2 teams that are 6-6. Why would you want to have that game instead of being one of the games, part of the bowl season that then you've now put into the playoff?
I get that,
but more people going to watch.
I get that. That's a different discussion of replacing the bowl games versus just expanding the playoff, though.
I think you just overlap them. Bowls don't go away. Just reuse them. You're a first round game. You're a second round game.
I mean, you have teams that are 5-7 that would gladly take those bowl berths when those teams get that extra.
So let them go have their own little sub-bowl world then.
Exactly.
Let them play in a different universe.
You can fill the bowl games with teams, and people, by the way, we're all going to watch those bowl games. They come on. We're bored as hell waiting at work.
Yes.
Whatever. That bowl game is on. I don't care.
It's a drug. Yeah.
I don't care if it's Utah Tech at Alabama. I'm going to watch that game because it's going to be fun.
So let's make them meaningful. Go all the way down to 24, and now every winner of all those games goes somewhere farther down in the playoff.
I'm just saying, we have 134 FBS programs.
So it's 136.
136. Right? Yeah. In the pro sports, there's 32 NFL teams. We're going to use the NFL as the model here. Almost half get in. Mm-hmm. We can't do that.
But I'm not suggesting 64.
I'm saying I'm with you on this. I'm just saying 24 represents it still represents less than 25%.
It's less than that.
Exactly. It's still a good model. And those teams, by the way, we have seen those teams in the top 24. We've seen number 24 beat number 1 many, many times.
Yeah,
it does happen.
I just give my point specifically with the 24 is you think you're mad now, get really mad when 24, 8 or 9 of them are SEC teams, because that's what would happen.
But as long as the Big 12 gets 4, I could care less. All I'm asking for is 4. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess it's auto. I don't care if it's 16. I don't care if it's 12. I don't care if it's 8. I don't care if it's 24. Just have auto bids. Because, if you don't have auto bids and you are not the SEC or the Big Ten, you are going to get butt out. And we've seen that 2 years in a row. And so you have to have auto bids. And that's why all off-season stuff we were chirping about that. I would take a 4-4-2-2. I was completely fine with that.
I was too.
Yeah. And I would love a 4-4-3-2. I don't care. I just want multiple teams in, and I don't see a pathway for this Big 12 conference to get more than 1 in this current 12-team iteration unless you're undefeated. It's stupid.
No, here's the thing, and this is where the ACC and Big 12 both messed up. Whenever they started negotiating the money, it was 22 million that went to the SEC and Big 10. The ACC and Big 12 took about half. It was almost 12 million. That right there set the standard on how everybody saw the ACC and Big 12. That they are half the value of the Big 10 and the SEC.
Yeah, that's not a controllable, Daniel.
No, but
Of all the things a conference can control, their media valuation is,
no.
not one of them.
This is CFP money.
I'm talking about
money.
CFP. I'm talking about any
Yeah.
money for any of it. They can't control it. They're not in charge. So
They could have whenever they were doing the negotiation, and
what would they have done? They could have been frozen out. If they didn't go along, they were going to get kicked out.
maybe.
I'm 100% positive that would happen.
I'm just
If the
saying.
Big 12 threw a fit and said, no, sorry, this isn't enough money, the Pac-12 would have absorbed the rest of the Big 12. Big 12 would have disappeared, and it would have had a bunch of orphan schools that were now on the East Coast instead of the West. It's the exact same thing would have happened. One of those two conferences was going to take
Then what
the
would have
money.
happened? Like I said, what would have happened is that they would absorb those teams in the Midwest. The Eastern teams, WVU, would go to the ACC.
Maybe
you would still have 4 conferences.
Maybe
it's just
possible.
the Pac-12 messed up, and the Big 12 didn't.
Look, they were both going after the same money. Just
Yes.
Yormark jumped at it first. So at the end of the
Yes.
day, the bottom line is the story of they get less money. They were voted less money for the CFP. They're voted less percentage of ownership. No, that's not
Yes.
how it worked. The SEC and the Big Ten put it together and said, okay, this is how much we'll cut out for you, but we get the vast majority. So that's not a controllable. They couldn't have gone on strike and gotten more
By the
money.
way, I think we do need to
out.
we do need to point out that all this money you're talking about with CFP was negotiated after the conference, after the Pac-12 dissolved, because Oregon State and Washington State are both getting way more money than the G6.
Sure, yeah.
They are getting a full power share. They're getting $11 million in change.
Yeah.
So, Moen, this is for you. McTruckin, good to be here, McTruckin. Make sure while you're here, follow us all on Twitter and subscribe to this channel on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a little, hit the notification so you know when we're on every week. And get involved. We love new people being in here. How can you guys pick games like Florida FSU, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Memphis Navy and not have KSU, Colorado? My K-State bias is coming out. Who wants to answer that one? Moen?
I can certainly answer that one. I thought Kansas State was still running on Utah.
I was waiting on that comment. I was waiting on that comment. I knew it was coming.
You guys should have seen the game. I was there live at that game. It was an amazing game. It was
the ending was great.
I've ever seen live.
I
know you can spin it like that and everything, but I mean, my experience is completely different. The comeback was amazing. The offense scored 50 points. It's all about how you want to spend it, right?
And just to go back to what we were talking about, I've put this forth. I'll put it forth again. The Moen system, they're free to use it. I don't want any money. Whiskey would be nice.
What are you doing?
16 teams, 4 AQ Big 10, 4 AQ SEC, 3 AQ Big 12.
Let's go.
3 AQ ACC.
I love it. Let's
2
do it.
G6 teams. Notre Dame, if Notre Dame is going to continue their special arrangement with the ACC,
just get a
they
spot.
must take one of the ACC's spots.
Yeah.
No at-larges, all AQs, 16 teams, no buys.
Let's go. I love
it. And then if the conferences want to have a playing game to determine who's going to be their third or fourth team into the playoffs, they can do that, and they can make even more money on championship game weekend.
I want a coin flip in a parking lot to decide it. By the way,
I love it, Moen. Let's go. I'm on board.
I got to say this. Kansas State was not prepared for Pac-12 After Dark, but
what?
Yeah, that's a Pac-12 After Dark game.
Oh, you're talking about last week?
Yeah, they were.
No,
Kansas State wasn't ready for that.
Yeah,
Utah's been in those games.
Kay Alani, who's been around here a long time. Alani Yill, I want to make sure I get that right. It's Kay Alani, I think, is what his normal name is. It's BYU canceled their way too many games against P4 teams that are originally scheduled. That hurts their argument significantly in getting an at-large bid. That's at Kalani. That's not factually accurate. BYU strength of schedule is higher than 75% of the teams that are currently in the playoff. Their strength of schedule hasn't. It on appearance it might look like it's weak, but if you do the strength of schedule, they're number 6 in the country.
By the way,
So,
Oregon fan pointed
or
out
strength.
that
Sorry, that's strength of record. Strength of schedule, they're like 22 or something like that. They're very, very high. So yeah, you drop a Miami game because you really needed to get games from the Big 12. You had to get rid of some games to fit that schedule. They weren't really given an option. I was disappointed when they canceled the Miami game, but there were other games that were coming up that just didn't make a ton of sense. So
everybody cancels games. I don't know why that's a big deal.
He's just bringing it up saying, Kalani is just bringing it up saying that's something that maybe if you'd beaten a team with a bigger name, it might have helped in the narrative. I'm with Utah. They could have played Ohio State, Michigan. I don't think it would have helped them. I don't think that's the problem.
I mean,
I want to say anything about that?
Well, I just want to say, like, you hear that stuff, and I think an Oregon fan pointed it out on X that the Sagarin rankings or whatever.
Sagarin, yeah.
Sagarin. Yeah, Montana State is rated higher than at least 1 or 2.
Oh my gosh!
I want to point that out.
That's absolutely crazy. Anybody else want to? Pickles, you were nodding up and down. Anything you want to say about this?
I mean, I've said my piece about the playoff, but I mean, I will say I was very harsh on the BCS at the time, and I've grown wiser in the years since, and I've come around on. Honestly, though, I have come around on having a composite computer model sort this out rather than this stupid committee thing. Good or bad, you can argue with the model, but at least the model it spits out what it spits out.
The BCS still exists, guys.
Everybody knows what the calculations are. You can build your teams to meet those criteria, to be the highest possible. All that stuff is objective. Something you can put in a computer program, input it. We need to get rid of the subjective. Any part of this that's subjective will continue to screw teams in the Big 12, certainly.
So you want the BCS back?
I would take anything that's not this.
Because by the way,
it's not that far
against the computer.
No.
It's hard to argue against the computer.
No. Someone runs the BCS.
They still run it. Yeah, someone does.
Matches the committee almost to a T.
It's pretty close. It's really close to the committee.
Yeah.
What the BCS rankings are still around? You guys are saying?
Yeah.
There's
or
Twitter
like
page.
that.
The formula is out there, so people can just run the numbers.
And that's actually where it comes down to is you can see which ones they've brought in. In my opinion, we've come forward from the BCS, so there are more metrics we could use. It doesn't just have to be with the ones that are currently in the BCS. We could add others that have come around in the last 15 years. So a computer model, at least people would know what that formula was, and you could build your entire roster around it. And scheduling, by the way. Bulls fan 2K7. UCF sucks. Go Bulls. Who is this, Moen? Remind me who this is.
This is Bull fan. 2K7.
No. What's his name? He's around all the time. I can't remember.
I can't remember his name either, but I know
Justin. Is it Justin?
Justin. There you go. Justin R.
Justin R. Thank you so much, Justin. It's great to see you. Sorry, the stupid name change from YouTube. UCF sucks. Go Bulls. So he's pulling for BYU to destroy UCF. I appreciate that.
That almost sounds like the turtle.
Hey, let's do a quick circle on USF. What happened to their journey this year? They were set up 3 weeks ago. They were going to be in the CFP. It was their whole thing to take a hold of and destroy it, and they didn't do that. You guys don't have any comments about that?
Well, listen, I think the G6 has been super competitive this year, and I think a lot of teams have had that. You're describing a lot of G6 teams have been in that position this season.
Very fair.
There's just
every time one gets in
G6.
Yeah, every time one gets in that position, they lose a game. So I got to win.
Yeah, Tulane's in it only because USF lost to Navy. They should have been Navy.
Okay. Anybody else want to say anything about USF before I move on?
Lost to Memphis, lost to Navy. That's what put them out.
It is. Those are practically the things that cost them. As we look
unfortunately,
at
unfortunately, they're playing the two G6 playoff spot contenders, and that didn't go well for them.
Yeah, they ran into
Florida being as terrible as they are has not helped them either.
No.
Sean, BYU FTB in the house. Good to have you here, Sean. Thank you so much for being a member of the College Football Mafia family. Watch Michigan beat Ohio State, get the 11 seed, and then win the Natty. Wouldn't that be a kick in the ass, Moen?
Well, yeah, because then they would also have to win the Big Ten championship game against Indiana. Because if they lost that, even if they had beat Ohio State, they'd be out of the playoffs. So if Michigan did beat number 1 Ohio State and number 2 Indiana, they absolutely deserve to be in the playoffs. And if they win the Natty, yeah, they beat the number 1 and number 2 teams. So there you go.
All right, very good. There's you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I get the BCS rankings based on this last week, and I'm just looking, and like Becky had said, it's pretty in line largely. The first couple teams are in line, but then you get down to the 10, and Oklahoma's behind BYU. BYU's in the field in the BCS. Utah's at 12, and Miami's sitting at 15, those freaking Hurricanes. So basically, this is saying that Miami's getting juiced up, right? Miami's getting juiced up for no reason. There we go. There's some evidence for it right there. And that BYU's getting screwed by being behind Oklahoma.
Yeah,
I would love the BCS.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's no other way to put it. What do you guys think about these rankings?
Ohio State's 1, so I agree with it. Totally.
I love it.
Michigan is outside at 14, so I again agree with it. Totally. I've got to go, guys. I got to get up early. I got a lot of traveling.
Yeah, go ahead, Moen. Thank you so much for everything you did. Go ahead, Daniel. I'm going to stick around, just read a couple more comments, but if you guys got to go.
Yep. Thanks, everybody. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Same thing for me, Nate. It's time to go.
Okay. We'll see you later. You guys be safe, okay?
Peace out.
Thank you.
All right. Be good with your families. We'll see you. Daniel's leaving. Pickles, I don't know if he's still here. Can you stick around for a few more minutes and do some comments, Becky?
Totally can. I don't have anything going on tonight.
Let's well, I actually have family coming in, so I can't stay forever.
I'm just saying I have nothing else going on. So
okay, all right.
I just got back on vacation. I have nothing.
There you go. Stephen Vitt, friend of the show, somebody we really respect and happy he's able to watch us. As a G6 fan, I end up rolling my eyes. This is about brands. I'd be good having 2 seats for the G6, but here we have the Big Ten SEC getting about half the field. Actually, it's more. Expand the field, but it won't matter. So what he's saying is you go to 16 without some other changes to the way they do things, they're going to absorb those spots as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's 3/4, I think is what it amounts to be between the 2 conferences.
Yes, I think that sounds right. I haven't looked at it in a minute, but that sounds right. Yeah.
It's an insane number. I don't blame him. I think the G6 have every right to compete. We don't limit the number of mid-majors in basketball. I don't understand why we do it with football so much.
No, there's no reason to. They'll filter themselves in or out for sure.
And I guess if people are afraid of like a blowout, like we've seen plenty of blowouts from the big boys. So
you track this G6 stuff and FCS stuff all the time, Pickles. What do you think about this idea that it doesn't really matter if they make it bigger? It's just going to get absorbed by those bigger conferences anyway.
That's primarily true. I mean, unless you get auto bids. I mean, there's an outside. That's why I favor like a computer model, because on certain computer models, like if you look at the expanded BCS, it actually has, I think, Tulane, James Madison, and there's one more, G6 ranked in their top 25. So they'd have an argument for an expanded playoff. Yeah, unless you guarantee auto bids, it's always going to favor the big conferences, because whether we want to admit bias or not, it exists, and they want compelling TV matchups. It's just the truth.
It is, and there's no other way to really put it either. It's pretty simple. It's not a tough formula. What I want to do is I'm going to share, since you had to leave. I copied the link. It's going to be in the comment section for that BCS page that has been updated, and they've been running it for years. Like, it's been over a decade since this BCS thing went away, and they're still doing rankings. So as we come full circle, and I'm going to bring that up again since I can share it. Give me 1 second. Let me get 1 second here. No, that's not what I wanted. Hang on. Sorry, I need to kick this off. As we bring this ranking back up, share screen. Can I find it? Here it is. There it is. There it is. Got so many tabs open. I need to make sure I get the right one. Okay, so let's bring this back really quickly. As we look at these ranks, by the way, I'd be happy with this too. BYU's 10 ahead of Oklahoma, and let's see, ahead of Oklahoma. And is this the right week though? I'm sorry.
I don't think that's the right
This isn't
week.
the right week. I'm sorry. I just grabbed it because I thought that
Oh,
was
no, it is.
That's not the right week.
No, that's November 26th or November 25th. That's the right one.
That one is correct.
It says
That's
this is the
complete.
newest one.
That's the newest
Yes.
Okay,
No, it
so
says
you
November
pulled the-
25th.
Okay, so you maybe pulled the wrong one because BYU and Utah were 10 and
Yeah.
12 before. So this one has Oklahoma ahead. Let's see, but it doesn't necessarily give the love. Where's Miami on this list?
14.
14.
Yeah, and
About
you
where they
said
are anyway.
about that, right?
Yeah.
Where's Alabama's one ahead of BYU? So two lost SEC teams are still ahead of one lost Big 12 teams.
Yeah, and that has to do with the strength. It's basically I call it the SEC self-licking ice cream cone because if you rank everyone,
it's recursive.
If you rank everyone, then everything is a good loss. So
exactly, yeah.
But like I said, I don't love the BCS, but at least I understand it compared to the whatever criteria the committee uses.
That's
well,
fair.
I mean, like the big thing with the BCS was the SEC after what 05, after Texas won the national title.
Yeah,
pretty much figured out. They started looking at it when Auburn got left out of the national title game in 04.
Okay.
When it was USC and Oklahoma, it took them, but they figured it out in 2 years. They figured out how to break the BCS,
and that's what would happen. And it's just like that with the NCAA tournament, and it's just like that when you go to Vegas. There's a calculation built into all of these things, and it's all numbers. And it's like if everybody's on the same page, there is no subjectivity. It's all objective metrics. Then you can build a team to meet those needs. You can go out and beat. That's the reason that they don't want it, because it ties things down. You can actually put in a computer, what do I have to beat this team by to continue to either keep my ranking or move up? That's a calculation an AI engine could probably do in 10 minutes. And now you know how much you have to beat somebody by. There's lots of reasons why they haven't done the BCS again.
And we saw that. We saw teams end of the year just, hey, I'm playing an FCS opponent, got to drop 80. Do it.
Yeah, well, it happens. Yeah.
And you're like, that's an FCS opponent. This is why they still play them when they play them. All of that started, that late November thing started because that's how they figured out how to manipulate the BCS. Put that game there, and it gives you a stat plus a win, and it's instead of a bye. It worked.
Don in Kansas, good to have you here, Don. Thank you so much. I think you're not new, but if you are, make sure you hit the subscribe button and consider becoming a new member of the College Football Mafia family. I am beyond sick of this Notre Dame independent BS. Have we gotten to the breaking point yet with Notre Dame? Have we got to a point where the public is so upset with every advantage Notre Dame has that they're willing to stand up and talk to their congressman, go to their conference commissioner and say, next time you're in a room with them, got to do whatever you can to mitigate their power?
I'll be blunt. You guys are the Big 12. You're the ones keep getting screwed by this.
Of course it is. Yeah, the last 2 years, BYU spot last year and maybe this year is going to go to Notre Dame. There's no doubt about it.
I mean, at some point, you guys need to be the ones that say, foot down and call it a day.
Pickles, what do you think?
I mean, Notre Dame's just kind of its own thing, and people are so used to it that it just happens, and until their hand is forced, they're never going to change.
P2 don't care.
Agree with you. They're not going to join a conference ever, in my opinion, until somebody forces them. Something changes in the system that would force them to join a conference.
Like I said, the P2 don't care.
No,
the P2 won't care.
I don't know if that's true, because I think the SEC is losing a spot to Notre Dame as well.
Well, that's the thing, is that the SEC, this is how they kept their power and staying independent. Like, the SEC is okay with it because it takes a bit away potentially from the Big Ten. The Big Ten's okay with it because it takes a bit away potentially from the SEC. Hence why they just don't
Maybe.
care. They're just like,
Okay.
like either, and the Big Ten doesn't want to burn a bridge, and neither does the SEC, because they're both going to go after them if they decide to join a conference.
Okay. Pickles, this will be your last one. Troll grinding cheek clapper. I love that name. Good to have you here tonight. Thank you so much for being here for our Thanksgiving special. With both USC's bad this year, I can't even see a good headline and get momentarily excited until I notice it's the other USC. Is USC on its way back, or are they still middling?
I mean, they're improved. I think they're better off than they were a year ago. But USC, I mean, I get along with their fans fine. They have very high opinion of themselves and where they should be, even when it comes to the Big Ten. They think they should be contending for titles immediately, and Lincoln Riley hasn't shown to be that guy since he's been there. He wins quite a few games. They're very successful. He can beat SEC teams. He can win bowl games, but like when push comes to shove, they're missing that last final piece, and that's true again this year.
Anything else you want to say before you get out of here?
No, just appreciate everyone being here. Have a safe and happy Thanksgiving, and go Dogs, beat the Ducks.
We'll see you later. Go Dogs. Absolutely. Thank you. That's stage left. I appreciate you, Pickles. Thank you so much. Becky, what do you think about this USC?
I mean, I think they're better. You know, I think the defense is still kind of getting there. I guess the best way to describe it, the defense is still coming along.
Right.
They're not ready to play physical football yet. I think they're close, but they're not there. He is, you know, I think everybody was so excited because they went 10-2 his first season, and then they forgot, you know, hey.
Yeah, he hasn't won a Heisman Trophy in 2 years. So, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they have the number 1 recruiting class. They have an infusion of money coming. They're going to be fine.
Very good. I think college football is better when USC is good. That's how I look at the big brands. I want to see those teams playing for sure.
I don't disagree. I think USC I think they ride too high on their history sometimes, but
they are blue blood. You can do that when you're they are blue blood. Let's get to just a couple more and then we will get out of here. Stormy Cyclone says Kansas rush defense is not good. Utah rolls. So if you're looking forward at Big 12 games this weekend, this particular Iowa State Cyclone says that Kansas cannot stop Utah.
Neither can Utah.
Wow. Yeah.
Being a little honest, like.
Unfortunately, that's true. That is.
I mean, they give up 500 yards rushing. Like until they come out and just shut it down, that's the last thing we have in our heads.
Agreed. Tim Bruckmiller, I think this is Big Lubbock, in the house, longstanding OG member of the College Football Mafia family. Good to have you here, Tim. Texas Tech's president found and hired Yormark. Texas Tech is strongly behind Yormark, so it sounds like Texas Tech runs the Big 12 conference. Sounds like Texas Tech is the Michigan of the Big 12. Right now, you have to say Texas Tech is.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, like, they're spending like they're Ohio State and Michigan.
They are, and I'm all for it. If you got the resources, go out and win.
Their roster would be like average in the Big 10 and the SEC. Like they're trucking. Like they got the highest. I think you guys and them are the 2 highest in the conference.
In the Big 12 for sure. Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, like, if they're willing to do it, they're doing it. But I mean, like, they're now trying to get the other Texas FBS programs who play in the Power 4 to say no to the agreement for the Power.
Oh, you're talking about you're talking about the NIL agreement.
Yeah, so
I think that's in real trouble. I think that's in real trouble because it has to be unanimous.
They all
it
have
has to be unanimous.
And they're going to say no. And it's like, they're going to, I'll just say this though. If that falls apart, they're going to piss off some brands.
I told everybody I think BYU should do the exact same thing. But it sounds like Texas Tech doesn't need help. They can do it all on their own.
Yeah, one swipe of the pen is all it takes. Nope.
That's
it. They don't want to be the bad guys. And that's
true.
What they're doing in the Big 10 or the Big 12. I mean, they're playing the villain, and they're okay.
You're right.
With it.
This is gonna be our last one. I'm a little more tired than I thought I was. Tim again says Mark Harlan also said earn it on the field. Mark Harlan is the representative from the Big 12 to the College Football Playoff Committee. The minute we lost the guy from Baylor as the chairman, I knew the Big 12 was done and they were a single bid conference. That was a major disaster. And then Yormark compounded the problem by putting Mark Harlan in that spot for the Big 12 on the committee. And Mark Harlan doesn't even want to be in the Big 12. They want to leave exit stage left as quickly as possible. I don't know what happened there, but those two decisions from the Big 12, on top of everything they're doing or not doing with the College Football Playoff Committee and picks, it's been a disaster year for the Big 12.
I just think like they're focused too heavy on basketball. I think there's way too much emphasis on basketball. It's not January or February. They should be focused on football. Basketball shouldn't even like matter until you have to start pounding sand in February when you know it's going to be tight when March rolls around. Like, I don't know what he's doing. I think your commissioner's dropped the ball on it because I'll be honest, Sankey. Last year, Sankey was like, no,
I know.
TD, no.
Like they lobbied all off season and they're getting rewarded this season. Yeah. And it kind of feels like BYU is going to be that sacrifice in the altar this year. And again, all the off season, the Big 12 is going to point it. Look what you did to BYU 2 years in a row. You brought it. Utah got screwed too. We need to demand 2014 playoff. We need to demand a 60. They're going to use this bad outcome as some leverage in the negotiations for the playoff going forward. I can almost promise you that's the strategy at their offices in Texas.
I mean, they've got to figure out something. They didn't like the 16 team because they didn't like the auto bids, which is stupid.
Yes.
And now you see the result. You're like, we don't want 2 bids. You're not getting 2 bids with 12.
Yep.
Like it's expanded to 16 because here's what the SEC wants. They want 16 no AQs.
Right.
If they get their way, and I'm going to say this as a Big Ten fan, they get their way, do you think you'll get more than 1 bid ever? It will be.
I'm telling you right now, I said when he came out win it on the field, I said it was the stupidest thing I'd ever heard from a conference commissioner. I'm sorry. It's a stupid thing to say. And now we're seeing he's actually living that, right? All right, one more comment, and then we're going to get out of here. Rock and Rant comes in way late off College Football Express. We appreciate you being back here, Rock. We appreciate all the work you do for us here on the channel, and wish you guys nothing but success on College Football Express. And I love that you come back and forth and you're a member around here. Thank you so much for your help. 22 months, Rock and Rant says, holy hell, you guys are putting in the work tonight.
Yeah.
Yep, we are. We're not working tomorrow. So
I mean, I got a text message while the show was on, and then I saw a tweet and I had to send it that
oh, that's all right. Thank you so much, Rock. Appreciate you, brother. Be safe with your family this weekend, holiday. Spend your time with your family.
I was going to say, Wilcox interviewed for the job at Oregon State, but he's not the choice.
He's not going to get it? Okay.
Yeah, so the top 2 choices, Wilcox was one of the top 3, but the Montana State coach is staying at Montana State.
Okay.
Wilcox is staying he's just staying somewhere else. He's going to move on. He's not the choice. Sounds like it's Jamarcus Shepard, Alabama wide receiver coach, is going to get that job.
Man.
Which is a great hire.
That was
Oregon State.
5 years ago. Oregon State was a premier job.
It was a good job.
It was a fantastic job. For where it was in the total overarching, they had juice. People were talking about them. They were difficult to beat at home. They had a narrative going about them. All that's gone.
Well,
they lost it in 18 months. They lost all of it.
They still have, and I'll say this out loud, they are going to have the most money available out of any G6 program. Any of them.
They should.
The
world's richest man is a graduate.
Yeah, but he doesn't do anything to the athletic
He doesn't
program.
do anything. It's a joke. Okay, Becky, I'm going to give what's the last word as we get out of here?
Last word. Just saying, it's going to be a great weekend of sports overall. But shout out to the University of Washington women's soccer team continuing their journey after their teammate Mia Hammett. She passed away from kidney cancer that nobody knew.
Wait, Mia Hamm died?
No, not Mia Hammett.
Oh, they said Mia Hamm died.
No,
What? Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, Mia passed away. She was a goalkeeper
Well, that's
for
sad. I'm
Washington.
sorry.
She was a goalkeeper for
Sorry.
Washington. She had one of the best goals against averages in the country a year ago. She's getting ready to
Gotcha.
start her senior year and was diagnosed back in I
I'm
think
sorry to
March or
hear
April.
that.
And
That's
she lost
horrible.
her fight, but the team has responded and has not lost since she passed. And the last 2 wins, and you'll like this, Bomber, the last 2 wins, penalty kicks.
I love goalies. Save the day, baby.
Goalie saving the day.
Goalies saving the day. PKs are the worst way to lose.
Goalkeeper pass, the goalkeeper's taking it out. Like
I love it. My final word is going to be, if you're watching this show, you kind of know who we cheer for here. We don't hide any of that stuff. Go out and support your teams, whoever they may be. Certainly, I want everybody to have a safe weekend. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday of all of them. So I hope everybody will enjoy their time with their families. And if you think of somebody, and Becky will appreciate this, if somebody's name jumps into your head, their face comes to you when you're in the shower, send them a text, give them a call. Those promptings, they're extraterrestrial. They come from some other place. And if you think of somebody you haven't talked to in a long time, you need to give them a call, because I can guarantee you the universe is telling you that person needs to talk to somebody. So reach out to them.
Talk to someone.
Yes. And if you get dark and you need somebody to talk to, send me a DM on Twitter and I will absolutely give you my cell phone and let's talk. I'd love to prop people up and make them feel good, because you have worth and they have worth. And I just want to extend that to everybody else out in the world. Thank you so much. I want Cougars to win. I want, unfortunately, Oklahoma to lose. I like Oklahoma, but this week I got to cheer against them. Auburn. I want Auburn to win. Washington to beat Oregon would complicate things in the CFP, so I'm sort of torn 50-50 on that. But it's going to be an interesting weekend, and I just want everybody to be safe.
Yeah, have fun. Enjoy those. And by the way, don't fight just because they're a rival. By the way, also, Washington fans and Oregon fans have come together slightly and are donating money to 2 different hospitals, one Seattle Children's Hospital.
That's fantastic. I love it.
The Oregon and then the Oregon hospital system for cancer research. We're going to donate. For every point scored, we're donating $1, like combined. So it's going to be.
That's awesome. Yeah.
One time I've ever rooted for an 84-84 game, because it's going to break me. But let's go.
Let's go. I'm all for it. Everybody have a great night. Stay out of trouble. And please take and hold your families tight. Becky, thank you so much for spending time with me tonight. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody else. Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you soon. We're going to say right here, peace out. See you later, Becky.
Bye.